the section tournament, and as you mentioned, the number 5 seed coming up from Class A. I mean, what a great story, right?
There's Jackson Cook, 33 goals. He's a special player. Another 5 seed as well in this bracket. You see Andover down there at the bottom. They're the 6 seed at state, 5 seed in their section. They and Gentry represent the first time since 1986. 2 teams seeded 5 or lower made it through to the state tournament. If you're asking back then, it was Richfield and South St. Paul. Talked about Edina. They made headlines with Bodie McConnell's seeing eye goal, one of the strangest goals you'll ever see. The first of 3 as they came from behind to beat Whitehead in their section final.
Hey, lesson learned. Follow your shot to the net. And that's exactly what he did. Took a little different route, but ended up in the back of the net.
And it looked like he couldn't even believe it.
No, I think we were all shocked.
The Hornets making the community's 44th trip to the state tournament. We'll see them tomorrow in the AA quarterfinals. We'll have St. Cloud Cathedral and Mahtomedi on the ice for the second Class A quarterfinal next.
Hands down, hockey is the hardest sport. Hand-eye coordination, agility, balancing on a thin blade of steel on ice. Goal!
No. Basketball's way harder. We're on the court way longer than you're on the ice. Our goal's 10 feet in the air and dunk.
No. It's not hockey. It's not basketball. The hardest sport is pickleball. Am I right? Pickleball.
Settle your next debate on your new deck from uglydeck.com.
Looking for a smarter way to save and spend? Royal Credit Union has you covered with the Save and Spend Duo. Bundled checking and high-yield savings for simple, all-in-one banking. Earn 3.00% annual percentage yield on the first $10,000 in high-yield savings with no minimum balance required. Plus, every debit purchase helps you save with Debit Roundup, turning spare change into big savings. Open your Royal Credit Union Save and Spend Duo today at rcu.org/Royal Duo. Insured by NCUA.
Buy appliances at or even below cost during Warner Stellian's Real Deal Clearance starting this weekend. Look for this yellow tag on tons of new, fully warranted floor models, closeouts, and scratched and dented refrigerators, washers and dryers, and much more. On top of yellow tag markdowns, you can save $50 to $500 on each appliance for over $4,000 in extra savings. This store-wide clearance sale starts this weekend, and the deals are extreme. Only at Warner Stellian.
Work and life can be stressful enough. Your commute doesn't have to be. Step on and let us take care of the rest. Relax. Recharge. Arrive refreshed. Arrowhead Transit, your daily escape awaits.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Tria Orthopedics. With Tria by your side, your body can do amazing things.
The top seed Hibbing Chisholm Blue Jackets already marched on to the Class A semifinals, where they will be joined by either the 4 seed Mahtomedi Zephyrs or the 5th seed St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders. 2 teams certainly no strangers to the state hockey tournament here in St. Paul. Thanks for tuning in on 45 TV. Chris Long here along with Pat Nicoletti. Pat, I just mentioned these 2 teams have been here a lot and have seen each other a lot. There will be no surprises here, not from the Bright Lights or the teams.
No, and we know what we're going to get out of both of these teams. I mean, it's going to be a grinded out, tough, hard-fought game, low scoring, but, you know, it's going to be a battle.
Cathedral and those baby blues, you saw them coming out. Sophomore Bo Schmidt, he scored that goal that tied the state championship game last year in the closing seconds. A 23-goal season. He has 28 points in his last 10 games. He leads the Cathedral's offense.
Well, he is the engine. There's no question about it. And, you know, and he's going to have to be dynamic today against a really tough defensive Mahtomedi team.
He's on a line that has a junior, a sophomore, and a freshman, the top line for the Crusaders, but they have 12 seniors on this roster. On the other side, Mahtomedi, these guys played a tough schedule, kind of a different look. They have 3 really good forward lines, and they can win with defense.
Yeah, and they're a team that scores by committee. There's no one up front. Henry Samper on the back end is going to have to be one of those guys that generates some offense for Mahtomedi today.
Before we send it up to Jim Erickson and Kevin Court for the call, let's meet the Zephyrs and the Crusaders with public address announcer Dave Wright.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Grand Casino Arena and the 82nd annual Minnesota State High School League Boys Hockey Tournament. Today's game is a Class A quarterfinal between the champions of Section 5 with a record of 17-11, the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders. And the champions of Section 4 with a record of 17-9-2, the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Now let's meet St. Cloud Cathedral. Senior forward number 2, Camden Crowell. Senior forward number 4, Ryan Jacobson. Ninth grade forward number 5, Brendan White. Sophomore defenseman number 7, Trevor Hall. Senior forward number 9, Brady Anvik. Senior forward number 11, Caleb Trant. Senior forward number 12, Garrett Locke. Senior defenseman number 16, Jack Otiba. Sophomore forward number 17, Bo Schmidt.
It's not the clock, baby.
Senior defenseman number 18, Carter Bickford. Junior defenseman number 19, Elijah Van Heel. Senior defenseman number 21, Griffin Sturm. Senior defenseman number 22, Nolan Bigelow. Sophomore forward number 23, Caleb Ruprecht.
Shut up, name Bigelow.
Junior forward number 28, Braden Sigelmeyer. Senior forward number 29, Peyton Russell. Senior goaltender number 31, Hunter Moreland. Senior forward number 32, Noah Klein. Senior goaltender number 35, Blake Kaiser. And sophomore forward number 36, Trevor Vaughn. The assistant coaches are Justin Schultz and Leo Lamo. Head coach Robbie Stocker, the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders. Now let's meet Mahtomedi. Sophomore defenseman number 3, Riker Dunbar. Senior defenseman number 4, Henry Samper. Senior defenseman number 7, Cale Brummo. Sophomore forward number 8, Devlin O'Donnell. Junior forward number 9, Trevor Rogaszewski. Sophomore forward number 10, Vinny Redpath. Senior forward number 12, Caden Gagnelius. Senior forward number 12, Blake Loyda. Senior forward number 13, Julian Chisek. Senior forward number 15, Easton Desalar. Senior forward number 16, Braden Burke. Junior forward number 17, Will Seaver. Junior forward number 18, Blake Bent. Senior defenseman number 20, Zachariah Zinn. Sophomore defenseman number 22, Brock Gutterman. Senior defenseman number 23, Cody Loyda. Junior forward number 24, Hendrik Buckley. Sophomore forward number 27, Tommy Bowles. Senior goaltender number 29, Nico Gilberty. And senior goaltender number 30, Jackson Chesson.
What up, Drewski? What up, Monad?
The assistant coaches, John Drado, Adam Gorbaczewski, Dave Palova, Chris Bennett, John O'May. Head coach Jeff Posho, the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Here at the officials decide for today's game. On the lines is Lucas Lindstrom of Duluth, Brendan Bakke of Lakeville. Your referees Clayton Smith of Osseo, John Bakke of Lakeville.
Two programs that have been here a lot. Back up here at the press box. Welcome back. Here's Kevin Gorg. I'm Jim Erickson. Great to be back here. We're in the second quarterfinal now, and Hibbing awaits the winner of this one. These teams played last year in the quarterfinals. They played during the regular season. They know each other really well. This should be a really good matchup.
Yeah, no mysteries here. 17th trip to state for Mahtomedi, 14th for St. Cloud Cathedral. You mentioned the game in February. It was a 4-3 game. Can St. Cloud Cathedral make their power play a difference maker? Mahtomedi struggled in the penalty kill, just 72%. On the flip side, 4 of the 6 defensemen on the Mahtomedi roster are over 6 feet tall. They are big. They play a heavy game. Will that heavy game translate into wearing down some of the skill that Cathedral possesses? This is going to be a big boy hockey game. 4-5 matchup in the seeding for the tournament. And if you play in Hibbing, you're certainly going to watch this game with a keen eye, because that Friday night semifinal could be a really big-time matchup. These are 2 established powers in Class A.
Let's take a look at those goaltenders. Starting goalies brought to you by Holiday Station Stores and Circle K.
Veteran goaltenders, seniors, both of them. There's Hunter Moreland, previously played over at Northern Lakes. This guy, solid. Watched him warming up today. Doesn't have a lot of extra movement to his game. Uses his big size to make saves. And when you play for Jeff Pogel, the head coach at Mahtomedi, who was outstanding goalie back in the day for Hill Murray and then on to Northern Michigan, you get a little extra love, get a little extra coaching from Coach Pogel. This guy's had a terrific season. Great numbers. Save percentage of 91. Another athletic goalie at 6'1". So terrific matchup. Razor thin differences here. Special teams and goaltending will tip the scale. It should be a classic.
Well, these teams faced off last year in the quarterfinals. It was 3-0 in favor of St. Cloud Cathedral. They've won the last 2 quarterfinal matchups between these teams, including 2009. And it is St. Cloud Cathedral in the powder blues, but it's Mahtomedi coming in on the right wing and getting an early look off the glass and out of the zone.
Mahtomedi played some of their best hockey of the season in sections. They were never tested. 11-0, 5-1, and then a section final against Chisago Lakes where they pumped them 7-1. So they've been playing with some high octane to their game.
Crusaders 17-11-0, champions of Section 5A. Defeated Monticello in their section championship game. And you mentioned Mahtomedi coming out of their Section 4A. Chizik is the goaltender for Mahtomedi. He was a backup last year to Wes Strom. Backhanded in, back behind Hunter Moreland. And we're just underway here in this quarterfinal. Shot saved and covered up. Vinny Redpath gets that one on net, and it's covered up there by Moreland.
That's the kind of shot you want to see early in a hockey game if you're Moreland. From distance, get a chance to feel the puck, get a chance to make a cover, kind of settle into what you do. So perfect start for him.
Closed captioning brought to you by APX Hockey. Elite hockey development and advisement. Achieve greatness. Quickly out the Crusaders off the face-off. Will Sievers had a goal last year against St. Cloud Cathedral in that quarterfinal game. Middle linebacker on the Mahtomedi football team. And the Zephyrs get it back up to the point. Riker Dunbar towards the net block. There's another block. Redpath with a shot this time blocked. Circling back is Bo Schmidt. A 3-goal state tournament last year, including, as Chris Long mentioned, that game against East Grand Forks, that goal in the championship game. That goal sent it to overtime.
That was an epic battle. Both those championship games last year. Just so much fun to watch. Love a 1-goal hockey game with everything on the line, specifically if you get into an overtime situation. But that was a huge goal to get them to the extra session.
Mahtomedi working it up to the point, sent in by Trevor Rogaszewski. Dad Alex is an assistant coach, former captain for Mahtomedi. All the coaches for Mahtomedi, all Mahtomedi grads, other than, of course, Jeff Peschel. This one's going to be sent up high. Shot from the high slot. Goes wide up high. And there is Chizik who knocks it down.
Yeah, nice save by Chesek there. He able to get his shoulder on that one. Not nearly the cupcake from distance that Moreland got for his first save, but he fought it off well.
Cathedral with Van Heel spinning around, but Mahtomedi got a piece of it. Back up out to center, and then thrown in by the Zephyrs. Opening 3 minutes here. Glove drop shot just wide. Gagnelius, good use of the glove there. Up to the point, Sam Pear heading to Maine. Back to the far point. That's off the pad of Moreland. He didn't see it.
He didn't see it, but he was in good position and got the pinball flipper down just in time. Mahtomedi a little bit more of the aggressor here in the opening couple of minutes. They've been on the attack. It feels like St. Cloud Cathedral kind of back on their heels. This is a really tough one. And you've got to be in position, and then it's just more of a reaction. Got the pad down in time. Good start, though, for the Zephyrs. I like the jump they're playing with here, and we'll see if their physical play will be a factor. So far, not a lot of it in this game. Kind of a feeling out process like we saw in the first game.
Shots even at 2 apiece, but most of the activity's been in the Crusader zone. Off of the draw, stick to side by Moreland. Moreland, who played at Northern Lakes last year and was the backup to Sam Suya, who we'll see in the nets for Northern Lakes later on tonight. Up the wall. Crusaders try to tap that out. Zegelmeyer, now they do bring it out. Nice little toe drag coming in. Ruprecht along the end wall. Defenseman getting in deep. Running the play is Camden Kroll. Kroll, Anvik, and Zegelmeyer, the third line here for Robbie Stocker. 29-2 on their way to a state runner-up a year ago, and of course champions in 2019 and 2024.
Yeah, both these coaches, well respected, done great work at their programs. Both state champions. Coach Pogel, 2-time state champion over at Mahtomedi.
And you mentioned it, you forget that he was an old goaltender.
He was a really good
Bill Murray, right? And
yeah.
then Northern Michigan, as you mentioned.
Or number 21, played for Terry Skripek, the legendary coach for the Pioneers. I remember coming to this same property to watch him play in high school, and man, he was so talented. Played D1 at Northern Michigan, was my goalie coach later in life. When Terry Skripek was our coach at St. Thomas, he was the goalie coach at our place.
And a draft pick of the long-gone Hartford Whalers.
Oh, the Whale. Oh, miss them. Played in the mall. Remember they had them rink in the mall.
That's right.
Oh, so good.
Get some Orange Julius and then watch some hockey.
Pretty good combo.
Bounces in. Mahtomedi continued with some pressure here. Early going, no score. Big blast from the point. Dunbar. Riker Dunbar, rebound. St. Cloud Cathedral. They're going to do what they have to here and ice the puck.
They're back on their heels from the drop of the puck. The shots on goal really don't tell the story. They have seen Mahtomedi come out with some pressure and talked about the blue line that Mahtomedi possesses. 6 foot, 6'2", 6'3", 6'3". A lot of beef, and they've got heavy shots. It looks like they're going to be using those shots for the point. It's going to be imperative that St. Cloud Cathedral allows Moreland to see those pucks.
Back to the point here for St. Cloud Cathedral. Crusaders bank it up into the zone on the left side. The shot sticked away. Eli Van Heel, Bo Schmidt, and Brandon White. Their top line. Schmidt with 51 points, a 13-game point streak, entering this game this afternoon. Tapped in all the way in and below the goal line.
It just feels like, Jim, when you start to handicap these games, these teams are all playing their best hockey. They get here for a reason, and their go-to players are always streaking. Whether it's the goalie or their goal scorers, they're playing their best.
Mahtomedi getting some good looks, creating some chances. That was a nice feed for Blake Loida. And then back out to center. Really good start here for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs, making their 17th appearance. Now here comes the dangerous Bo Schmidt, 23 goals. And it trickles in. Cheese it covers.
Minnesota born and raised. Every time I get to wear this jersey, it's a representation of everyone that played a role that impacted me in my hockey career.
No score. We are 6 minutes in, along with Kevin Gorg. I'm Jim Erickson. Game 2 of the day. Quarterfinal Wednesday in Class A. As we mentioned in the first game, the 33rd Class A tournament. We are going to see a team in AA making their first appearance since it was Tier 2.
Rosemont.
Yeah. Coming up tomorrow in Class AA.
Wasn't that a team that had like 6 or 7 regular?
They had 4 wins.
Oh my goodness. Talk about a Cinderella story.
This is banked and iced. Here with Hunter Moreland. 19 starts, 1 shutout on the season with the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusader goaltender. But we're going to go back and join Jackson Cheezick back in his zone.
Back to Moreland real quick. He backed up a guy named Keaton LaGrange last year, who now has led Lakeville South to the state tournament. So he's got some state tournament cred as the goalies get shuffled throughout the state, and they all seem to find their way back to St. Paul.
One way or another, all roads lead to the Grand Casino Arena, right?
If you're a top-notch goaltender and you know what you're doing, you eventually will end up here in March, and that's where you want to be.
Tournament town. For so many years, and it continues to be that way. We've had the girls hockey tournament here. Wrestling was last week, and then of course the boys state hockey tournament, putting an exclamation mark on the fun here in downtown St. Paul, and a scoreless first period here.
It's kind of a rite of spring. You know, when you live in this state and you get to tournament time, you're for sure going to get one more douse of snow, but you also realize that you've made it through the dog days of winter. And spring is right around the corner, and there's just a little extra buzz in town. Walk around St. Paul, you see all the fans wearing their jerseys, wearing their different colors, and yeah, it's a great tradition, and every year it seems to have that same magic to it.
St. Cloud Cathedral getting that puck deep. Can't quite get there on their forecheck though. Mahtomedi taps it back out. And it'll be restarted again here by St. Cloud Cathedral's Noah Klein. Klein, Trant, and Locke. That second line. Swooping behind his net, Henry Samper. Father Jesse was a '94 captain. State tournament, went to Cornell. Henry Samper also heading east. He's going to Maine.
Yeah, great hockey tradition in the Samper family. I remember that team early in the 90s.
Need to mention Griffin Sturm as well. Fine defenseman for St. Cloud Cathedral. Led that rush and then played in by the Crusaders, but it's icing again. And we'll get our first break here in this first period. It's going to be beautiful weather really all weekend long here in downtown St. Paul. We're scoreless.
Find your passion. Find your people. Find your purpose. Find your superior.
This school year, the state's permanent school fund will distribute $58 million across hundreds of schools. Rent and royalties from iron ore mining contribute nearly 70%. Minnesota Mines, supported by Minnesota Mines.
The heart of our great state beats in its fields and farms. The Minnesota Farm Bureau is proud to represent farmers and ranchers across the state. We are passionate about supporting our local farmers and strengthening our communities. Visit fbmn.org to learn more.
Savvy shoppers know the best deals are inside the Borton Volvo Pre-Owned Showroom. Discover a curated selection of fine vehicles, as well as certified pre-owned Volvos and Polestars. Visit the Borton Volvo Pre-Owned Showroom or bortonvolvo.com.
Get a great deal at Carlson Toyota.
Shop hundreds of new and certified pre-owned Toyotas. Available now at Carlson Toyota.
Shop at carlsontoyota.com.
White Bear Lincoln's newly remodeled dealership is the definition of luxury. The new 2026 Lincoln lineup is a sight to behold. Navigator, Aviator, Nautilus, and Corsair. You'll find meticulous craftsmanship and exceptional style throughout. White Bear Lincoln.
It's the store-wide sale at Peter's Billiards. Save big on patio furniture, sofas, sectionals, and theater seats. Plus all kitchen and bar stools. And of course, pool tables and everything for your game room. Peter's Billiards store-wide sale this Thursday through Sunday.
Hey all, it's Joe Ryan. If your car's ready for relief, make a trade at Park Jeep. I love their deep lineup of used vehicles, especially all the Jeeps, of course. All eligible for Jeep certified pre-owned warranty. Come see my friends at Park Chrysler Jeep in Burnsville.
To learn more.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by the Canopy Group. Insurance made simple and easy.
Mahtomedi, St. Cloud Cathedral playing for the 4th all-time time here in the state tournament. First was back in '94. Those kids weren't even a glint in their parents' eyes at that point. But, oh, 2 tickets to the what?
The gun show is out.
Got the chains, the guns.
What it's all about. I mean, that's the secret sauce. The fans that fill this building for 4 days every year.
And that St. Cloud Cathedral trying to work, an odd man coming through. Mahtomedi gets back, shot right on the money. Right wing, Brandon White, 37 points on a 14-game point streak. This top line can produce for St. Cloud Cathedral, but they've got a little bit of depth too.
All underclassmen. You mentioned White, he's a freshman. The center Schmidt is a sophomore, and the elder statesman's 19 for Cathedral. Van Heel, he's a junior, so no seniors on that top line. Young players with some upside, and they've had a hard time skating the puck into the zone, and as this period's progressed, you're seeing them start to chip it in and force those big D to go back.
Mahtomedi trying to work and create. Great in first. That first line kind of sets the tone for Mahtomedi, according to Coach Jeff Poschel.
That first line on the Zephyr side, all 3 seniors, all 3 with lots of experience.
Dunbar motors in, shot, drop pass, deflected way up on the Gagnelia shot.
And, you know, you can block shots a lot of different ways, but having a good stick, and we see a great stick right there. That was Ruprecht defending. Watch how they sweep that stick over, take away that space. We've seen a couple block shots using the stick. Really cool sweaters. They've got a little old of the old St. Paul Fighting Saints on there. Love the baby blues.
They have been popular ever since they broke them out.
Yeah, those are really cool. They got the crest on the shoulders. They might have won that battle today.
And a shot fluttering from the point. Trevor Rogaszewski lets it go, and it's in the glove of Hunter Moreland.
I like the aggressive nature we've seen from Mahtomedi and their defensemen here. They are shooting first and not waiting. That puts pressure on teams. When you continually fire the puck in the net, they have to defend, and that can wear a team down.
Crusaders get it back, bouncing puck, chance the other way. Grabbed by Klein, comes in, gets a backhand off the shoulder of Chesick, and out of play.
Best save of the early going for Chesick, and he just fought this one off. And backhands are always super hard to read for a goalie, and you're going to start by going down, but then that puck was kind of rolling, so it jumped up real quick right here, and he gets that right out of that shoulder, bicep part of the blockage on there, and that was a sneaky good save. St. Cloud gets their first grade A of the afternoon.
Face off to Chesick's right-hand side. Chesick in the last 6 games, 1.16 goals against.
It's a good recipe for success when it matters most in the postseason.
Back comes Mahtomedi, though. Shot by Brock Gutterman, who played some defense. In fact, he played a lot of defense in his youth time. Played up on the forward last year. And then started a little bit defense this year. Now back up on that third line for Coach Poschel. Shot kicked into the corner. Mahtomedi in their own zone. Back behind Chesick. And it will be the Zephyrs coming back across. Devin O'Donnell centering that third line. Puck is there left to grab. Gutterman had a couple of goals last year in the state tournament. St. Cloud Cathedral trying to tilt. You know, they have the shots advantage here, 7-4. It certainly does feel like Mahtomedi's had more of the time on the St. Cloud Cathedral side of the rink, doesn't it?
It feels like Mahtomedi's had more zone time, but clearly St. Cloud Cathedral's got more pucks to the net. Super deceiving.
This is going to bounce up, held in nicely there by Nolan Bigawet. Held it in up at the line, but then here comes Mahtomedi. Right back at the line here into the St. Cloud Cathedral zone. Will Sievers, Tommy Bowe, Vinny Redpath. Second line here for St. Cloud Cathedral. Shot. Declined and then sent all the way down. Icing again.
Here's the scoring chance just from distance. That's not going to beat a quality goaltender like Cheswick, but he did use the screen well. You see him wait for that defenseman to get in position, try to fire that puck between his legs, and that's the physical play that we love to see. Mahtomedi, this has been a staple of Jeff Hosel's team for years. It's brought them a ton of success. They play a grinding physical game regardless how much skill they possess.
Mahtomedi getting that puck in low again. Another scoreless first period. We finished scoreless in the first period of the earlier game, Hibbing and Dodge County. And this one we pass the midway mark easily here, closing in on 6 minutes. Puck comes free on the right side, shot by First. And a quick stick needed there by Moreland. Dunbar back in here for Mahtomedi. They work on, they're working that cycle from the point, then it plays it right back up to the blue line. Quick wrist shot there, blockered away. Loida sneaks that one in. Moreland's blocker very active. Both goalies utilizing that blocker early, Kevin.
Yeah, they both look sharp, specifically Moreland on that sequence. He's playing with a lot of confidence.
There's a shot. Good shot, Schmidt. Save Cheswick. And it comes back out to the neutral zone. Gagnelius played fourth line last year. And he's taken over that top line spot as a center here for Mahtomedi. Whistled down offside, scoreless.
Yeah, both teams now have settled in. Early on, those first couple of shifts, there was certainly a feeling out process, but now you're starting to see these teams trade chances, trade physical play. The fact that they played as recent as the middle of February, I anticipate as this game goes on, it's going to get very physical. Bad blood's going to boil. It's going to be an intense game, and I think these are very evenly matched teams. We've seen that play out here so far in the first 11 and change.
Fifth state tournament in a row for Mahtomedi. And for St. Cloud Cathedral, it's their fourth consecutive state tournament. 8 of their last 11, 9 of their last 13. And both these teams making regular trips down to Grand Casino Arena. In fact, for Mahtomedi, 9 of the last 10, 10 of their last 12. It's funny, they've only met now 4 times.
Yeah, when you think of how many times they've been together.
Yeah, 9 tournaments they've shared. This is the 4th all-time meeting. The last 3 have been in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, it becomes an expectation in your program, and what a great thing to have that expectation. If you're going to have a chance to go down and play in the state tournament, both these programs, it starts with the head coaches. They're excellent at what they do.
Puck up to the neutral zone, swept in. Crusaders changing here. Mahtomedi looking for a long stretch pass, and it connects here to Vinny Redpath. Father John, former captain, 98 leading scorer for Mahtomedi. He's got it. Redpath shot. Save, rebound. Scores. No. They're going to say the puck was covered or the whistle blew. Hand pass. Hand pass is going to be the official call. Whistle blows, no goal.
Well, watch the position of the official in a great spot on the goal line extended. Here's the shot, comes in. Now there's the push right there. Oh. Absolutely. And with all the traffic and the bodies floating around there, yep, absolutely. This isn't handball. You don't get to do that. I love that he tried it.
Give it a try. You never know.
Had the crowd fooled for a little bit. Did not fool the official, who was in a perfect position to make the right call. Faceoff comes all the way back down to the other side.
Got to hand it to Will Sievers, though. You got to be creative.
Why not?
A middle linebacker on the football team. He was another 4th liner that moved up. Mahtomedi typically has a lot of turnover from year to year. Always looking for that new young wave of players, and it seems like they've never had a problem finding new players to reload.
Nope, and I love the multi-sport athletes. You see that a lot at Mahtomedi too.
Oh, this one trickles in. Cheswick had to be ready.
I'm a broken play. Might have fooled him a little bit, but he fought it off again.
Bigowet up high, shot wide. Ruprecht. He goes down to the ice, sacrificing to try and hold the zone. Then it's back out to Bo Schmidt, who starred last year for them as just a freshman, now as a sophomore. Dangles his way through his legs in the left wing. Gets a shot in on Cheswick.
Creative play by Bo Schmidt to kind of take that puck through his legs to create a little extra space for that backhand from about 15 feet. St. Cloud starting to find their footing in this game.
This pass up to the point. The Zeller intercepts He brings it across, leaves it for Gaglia's shot, and a juicy rebound off the Moreland save up the slot.
That puck seemed to fool Moreland, but he was able to keep it out.
Locke goes down to a knee, gets back up. Going down, Caleb Trant, he gets back up. He's battling in there with Riker Dunbar. And it's Gutterman to the line. They zigzag across, down the slot. O'Donnell lost it, helps it back up to the point. Waiting for it is Cody Loida. The Loida cousins on this Mahtomedi team. And Dunbar in the corner. Trying to poke it free, settling it down, backhanding it up and out. It's Carter up out the center. Back they come again. Bakeford getting back on defense here for the Crusaders.
Yeah, Mahtomedi tried to catch them on a change right there, but it didn't develop. They had a couple of players in the neutral making that change. They had numbers, but they couldn't execute.
St. Cloud Cathedral trying to work his way through. Griffin Sturm. Sturm does. Gets it low, and a pass. Good defense there by Mahtomedi.
Good play without the puck. Nifty hands by Sturm.
Sturm made the nice play, but Trevor Rogoszewski made the defensive play covering the guy on the backside who would have had an open net dunk.
Saved the goal.
Back come the Crusaders. This game started to pick up. Ziegelemeyer with a shot that time. Saved by Chesick. Pace picking up here. Teams getting comfortable. Bigowet. And will bounce back out to neutral. Andvik to track it down. Andvik's pass onto the stick of Kroll. Kroll loads up a shot off a leg and wide. Rebound Sam Pear. 3 goals in the sections. Sam Pear takes it himself. Splits a couple of defenders. Played some of the BCHL before coming back here to high school. Looked around Redpath. Up to the point. Good offensive zone time again for Mahtomedi. A lot of bodies in the path of that shot. Ends up free. Tied up off the wall, but Loida holds it in. And it's in on Moreland.
A lot of skill on the ice. This is Bo Schmidt. Look at him sweep it between his legs, gets into a good position for a backhand. You love to see that type of creativity here. Sturm, the defenseman, he dangles, gets through. And there's that play. And again, watch the play without the puck. Rogoszewski here, he's going to save a goal. If this puck gets through, it's a goal. And that's just great positioning on the defensive side of the puck for the Zephyrs. Boy, these teams have some high-end talent. As we talked about, Jim, very evenly matched. There just isn't a lot to separate these teams. So I would not be surprised if the game ends up coming down to 1 or 2 big plays at big moments.
These teams have played some good regular season games. That includes the game here earlier this year at the St. Croix Valley Rec Center in Stillwater. It was a 4-3 Mahtomedi win. And that was the last regular season game of the season.
Both coaches talked about how they scheduled that game wanting to have some stiff competition before the playoffs started to get those sections going the right way. And that's the kind of game that really gets you ready.
Here's Sturm floating up high, playing in his 9th state tournament. Multi-sport athlete. There's one in tight. Chesick had the quick move to his right. And Mahtomedi grabbing it here and playing it up and out. And look out. It was the managers there in that St. Cloud Cathedral bench that were under fire there.
Yeah, Cathedral here in the back half of the period. I thought Mahtomedi had the better of the zone time in the first half of the period. The Crusaders have bounced back. In the back end of this period, they've been the better club. They've been the aggressor. Both teams have had good looks. Been physical as we expected.
Couple of 11s going at it. Gagnelius for the Zephyrs. Trant, Crusaders. One by Gagnelius. And it comes across offside. Now 11.6 left to go. First period. Here this 4 versus 5 matchup. We talked about it earlier. 4 or 5 always used to be the nightcap.
Right.
On quarterfinal night. But the schedule has been adjusted to kind of fulfill the bracket as it's kind of printed out. Number 1 at the top, and you start there at 11 a.m.
I like it. I like having a 4-5 matchup to really get the intensity of the tournament ramped up. And if you're Hibbing, I'm certain you're sitting there watching this game, getting ready. It will be a great semifinal matchup. These two teams out here are high quality, both good enough to win the tournament, no doubt.
Very even first period here to start this one between the Zephyrs and the Crusaders. Should be an exciting second and third period in this one as well. Two teams battling, two teams with a lot of tournament experience. Chris Long and Pat Nicoletti when we come back here from Grand Casino Arena.
At Minnesota State University Mankato, action begins with inspiration. The inspiration to innovate, to imagine, and to create. We are inspired to care, to question, and to understand. Together, we are inspired to act, to win, and to reach our goals. Be inspired. Minnesota State University Mankato.
It says here that people are surrounded by forest products they use every day.
I don't believe that.
You might be amazed to know that over 5,000 products come from trees. From medicine and clothing to football helmets, chewing gum, and more. They all come from renewable forests.
All right.
We get it.
Minnesota Forest Industries, surrounding you with abundant products from healthy forests.
When it comes to winter adventures, there's no place like Lake County, Minnesota. Experience the quiet magic of the forests and ever-changing moods of Lake Superior. Take a journey by Nordic ski, snowshoe, or fat tire bike. The trails are groomed and ready. Fire up the sled and ride like a kid. Or bring the kids for a thrilling snowmobile experience. Visit lovinlakecounty.com for guides, itineraries, maps, and up north inspiration.
A trip to Madden's is more than a getaway. It's a journey back to what truly matters. Here, genuine hospitality brings families back together, creating bonds that last a lifetime. Whether it's the thrill of jumping in, the excitement of a perfect shot, or the laughter shared around a campfire, every experience reconnects you with what you cherish most. Make the most of every moment at Madden's on Gull Lake. Experiences that bring you back.
We all have those spaces in our homes. You know, the ones where things go to disappear, like your closet or garage. We're locally owned Lake-to-Lake Closets and Garages. We create custom storage systems that maximize your space, improve organization, and add value to your home. And when you call Lake-to-Lake Closets and Garages, you'll get a free visit from one of our designers to help you visualize your dream space and find your perfect storage solution. Lake-to-Lake Closets and Garages, a Minnesota company.
We live for this. All of this. The passion for the game, the drive to improve, the moment when the potential is unleashed. We all live for this. At Integris, we provide future-forward managed IT services that help organizations thrive. And we believe investing in youth athletics is investing in tomorrow's leaders. And that's why we live for this. Visit IntegrisIT.com to learn more about us.
45 TV.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Education Minnesota, the voice for professional educators and students.
Both teams with some pretty good chances, but nobody could solve the keepers. Mahtomedi, St. Cloud Cathedral scoreless through one. Pat Nicoletti back with me, Chris Long, here on 45 TV. Very similar to the first period we saw in the first game. Not great chances, but a lot of flow.
Yeah, and you know, I thought Mahtomedi had probably more zone time, but when you look at the shots, I mean, St. Cloud had a lot of really good scoring chances. Goaltenders were both really good in that period.
Just the high-end talent on display as well, especially in goal, but I imagine the goals will be coming here in the next couple. Hey, talk about high-end talent. We saw plenty of it right here 2 weeks ago as we brought you the girls' state tournament. Pat, as we go through the highlights here, just the level of play on these teams. Bracken Warroad playing in the Class A championship. This is a freshman goalie. Clara Milinkovic made 37 saves.
Yeah, unbelievable, and just the growth of the game, and not only the men's, but the girls. The skill level is just, it's just getting better and better each year, and we're seeing it as we saw in this tournament.
A couple different goal scorers we see here. Molly Larson, McKenna Schliemann, Ashley Babbitt, as Breck wins their 5th championship, the first since they had a three-peat in 18, 19, 20. The Breck Mustangs, champions of Class A on the girls' side, and that was an unbelievable competition, that Class A. We had 2 one-goal games in the semifinals, 2 one-goal games in the quarterfinals, and Breck and Warroad put on a show. Breck pulled away there in the 3rd period to win it late.
Yeah, it just, you know, as I mentioned again, just the level of play of all these girls in this tournament was terrific.
Talk about Milinkovic, how well she played with 37 saves. Breck was outshot 38-23. Speaking of goalies, similar situation in the AA championship. Hill Murray and Centennial Spring Lake Park. This is Piper Tam making 33 saves for Hill Murray.
It just, I mean, look at her positioning on that. Just a great save.
No panic at all. And then Hill Murray started to break through. J.C. Chapman scored in the 1st period to make it 1-0 after 1. Emily Pohl, yes. Johnny Pohl and Chrissy Wendell's daughter scores there. It was 2-0 over to the 3rd. Great goal here by Reese Uncles. Made the snipe to make it 3-0. You'll see Sophie Olsen make it 4-0. It got interesting. Centennial Spring Lake Park scored 3 goals in the final 2.5 minutes to make it 4-3, but Hill Murray back-to-back champs, their 4th overall title. And you hear the names. Micheletti's one of them. Pohl is one of them.
Yeah, and you know, and you just watch your skill level, and you know the great thing is, these girls watch the girls ahead of them. They watch the Chrissy Wendells and the Natalie Darwitzes, and they try to emulate what they did, and we're seeing it, and quite frankly, and they would probably say it, they're getting better and better and better and even better than them.
Each generation
gets a little bit better.
And it is so fun to watch. We'll talk Zephyrs and Crusaders for a period next.
tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Rainy Lake, north of the Twin Cities and gateway to Voyageurs National Park. Plan your trip at rainylake.org.
2 games, 2 first periods, 0 goals as the defense and the goalies have opened up strong here. Pat Micheletti, what do you expect here in the second period? How does somebody open things up?
Well, I think both teams are doing such a great job defensively, and they're not allowing any forwards to get to the net. And so I think whatever team is able to get to the net, to break through, is a team that is going to have success. And it's really, really difficult for both teams now because they're both playing so well defensively.
Total of 23 shots on goal. Some of the medium danger, only a couple high danger. We'll show you here as both the goalies stood tall. Hunter Moreland. Pretty good, 10 saves.
Yeah, look at the shots. They're all from the outside. Not many that are in those grade A scoring up, areas of the rink. And so, you see Schmidt there. He had the one. I thought St. Cloud had a few better chances from in tight. But, Mahtomedi, I thought, kind of controlled the offensive zone a little bit more. But still, you've got to get to the net. And neither team was able to really do that in that period. And that's because of the strength of both of them defensively.
Jackson Chesick back there making 13 saves for the Zephyrs. Tourney stats brought to you by 7th Avenue Pizza, locally owned pub-style frozen pizza. Perfect for hockey night and every night. Second period coming up next on 45 TV.
Extracurriculars give students and families a sense of connection to our communities.
Sports, music, and activities aren't extras. They are where students learn to lead.
We are Education Minnesota, the voice of professional educators and students.
I want to open my own fitness studio, but my old bank kept draining my savings with fee after fee. I was over it. That's why I left Chime. I can bank fee-free. No overdraft fees, no monthly fees, and I get access to over 50,000 fee-free ATMs. There's 24/7 live support, plus signing up took like 2 minutes. With those fees gone, I can use that money towards building my studio. So, I got everyone I know to join. Join the millions of members, just like us, banking fee-free at Chime.
Why do I have to wait for payday? I show up for work every day. I should have access to my money when I want. That's why I bank fee-free at Chime. My paycheck hits up to 2 days early when I direct deposit, and I get fee-free overdraft that has my back. Plus, I can get paid when I save, up to $500. No credit check, no interest, no mandatory fees. Finally, I'm in control of my money. This is so awesome. I got everyone I know to join. Join the millions of members like us, banking fee-free at Chime.
The College of St. Scholastica is laying the foundation for your future. A future built on immersive classrooms, mentorships, adventures, and values that last a lifetime. Here, you gain more than a degree. Saints graduate equipped with knowledge, purpose, and heart. No matter how you connect with our community, in Duluth, St. Cloud, or online, every experience at St. Scholastica brings you closer to who you're meant to be. Your future starts here.
Buy appliances at or even below cost during Warner Stellian's Real Deal Clearance starting this weekend. Look for this yellow tag on tons of new, fully warranted floor models, closeouts, and scratched and dented refrigerators, washers and dryers, and much more. On top of yellow tag markdowns, you can save $50 to $500 on each appliance for over $4,000 in extra savings. This store-wide clearance sale starts this weekend, and the deals are extreme. Only at Warner Stellian.
Work and life can be stressful enough. Your commute doesn't have to be. Step on and let us take care of the rest. Relax. Recharge. Arrive refreshed. Arrowhead Transit, your daily escape awaits.
The atmosphere is electric.
It sells out the Civic Center. The pace is flat out. The action is riveting. It's mid-March. It's the climax of the season. Some people call it the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament. We call it Minnesota Mania.
Oh yes, Minnesota Mania, and we're just underway with the Minnesota Mania. Kevin Gore, got a lot of great highlights there. Great voice of Rod Trongard in a promo from years ago, and those clear boards from the St. Paul Civic Center.
Can't beat the clear boards. They're undefeated. The great memories, and again, the magic continues every year. You come back here and wonder, well, will that tradition continue? Of course it will. The excitement, I love when they throw the gear up in the air. It just reminds me of a special time in all of our lives. You get a chance to play on this stage as a young player, it doesn't get any better. I don't care where you go after here. You listen to Neil Broughton, some of the guys that have been down here in this tournament. Neil Broughton's the guy that's won Stanley Cups. He's won gold medals, Miracle on Ice, the whole thing. He said, when you bring your team down from a small community in Minnesota with your buddies that you grew up with and play on this stage, it doesn't get any better.
Last year, of course, Matt Cullen was on the bench with Moorhead, and he mentions about that. That's the one thing, you know, that he regrets and he thinks back of. He didn't win that state championship.
No, think of the great players that have been here and couldn't get it done. I mentioned Neil Broughton. You bring that name up. Phil Housley, one of the all-time great players in the history of the game of hockey. It's not easy to do. Right now, both the teams we're watching in this quarterfinal, the 4-5 matchup, still have that dream alive. Being a state champion, live forever in your program's history.
Yeah. And Burnsville was in that highlight, but that was not you.
That was Mark Osiki, Tom Dennis, and Mark's dad, of course, Tom Osiki, one of the all-time great coaches. A lot of those guys getting together tonight, an anniversary of sorts for all the guys. I'm going to miss that celebration, but certainly be thinking of the guys if they get together for a bite to eat and watch, of course, the high school hockey tournament.
And the tournament is, for like you mentioned, just like that, a big reunion for teams that have played here and have won here.
Your buddies for life.
Oh, a redirect off of the Zephyr player, Gagnelius, and almost into his own net.
Yeah, when you're defending in front of the net, that puck can hit you in a hurry, and the goalie certainly is not prepared for that ricochet, and that was super, super dangerous as the Crusaders look for that all-important first goal.
Sam Pear, this Mahtomedi team, they'll play all 6 of their D. They really build out from the defense. Coach Jeff Poschel very proud of his defense, and that has kind of been a trademark of their teams as the Crusaders hold it in here momentarily. Good play up at the line. It is still in. And Cody Loida will settle it down. His pass for first misses. No icing on it. And what did they whistle? It is going to be icing. Near side linesman did not, but it was called. We'll whistle it down back the other way.
These icing situations, these defensive zone faceoffs, they get, as the game goes on, they get bigger and more important. And we saw that play out in the first game as Hibbing took a while to get the offensive juices flowing, and offensive zone faceoff helped them score a goal that allowed for some separation in that eventual 4-1 victory.
Good job by St. Cloud Cathedral holding the zone, and Klein a shot wide off of the rebound. St. Cloud Cathedral trying to establish here early on in the second period. Minute and a half in or so. They almost played it to a Mahtomedi player right at their line. Bo Schmidt was kind of hovering, looking for something there. And it comes back up. And Will Sievers into the corner, back behind the net, tried to wrap it around.
This is where Mahtomedi can really do their work. They can be physical on the forecheck. They've got defensemen that are big and heavy. That was what brought them success in the opening period. We'll see if they can get back to that here in the middle frame. Early on, though, Cathedral has had the better jump.
Nolan Bigowet tried to break it out. But Mahtomedi finding it and carrying it. Tommy Bowe cleared. This is icing again. 14:53, second period. Pretty even matchup here between St. Cloud Cathedral and Mahtomedi.
Yeah, kind of what we expected. This had the feel of a one-goal hockey game, no matter what, in this 4-5 matchup. And in a game like this, the longer it stays scoreless, the more important that first goal becomes. And you're going to see both these teams fight hard. Both have been able to avoid the penalty box, which I thought would be a separator in this game with power play and penalty kill numbers I looked at.
Zephyrs from the corner up to the point. Big blast, Rogaszewski. That hit a body and then pushed back up. White, right wing, makes a move, goes to the outside. His shot blocked. Up the wall and out. And Carter Bakebird there to throw it right back in here to the Mahtomedi zone. Six battles, 4 battles, trying to gain an advantage. Griffin Sturm had a goal against Mahtomedi here earlier this season in that game. 3-0 Cathedral victory. His centering pass gets tipped up the slot. Ends up back onto the stick of Bakebird, and a shot through, and Chesak able to find it here for Mahtomedi and force the faceoff.
With Tria by your side, your body can do amazing things.
There you see St. Cloud Cathedral's Braden Sigelmeyer Jr., disciplined, hard worker, according to head coach Robbie Stocker in his 5th year, 7th year of the program, and boy, has he done a good job. And of course, he played at St. Cloud Cathedral, and 5 of the 8 coaches in Class A are coaching their alma maters. How great is that to see?
You're building tradition, and Coach Stocker's had a ton of success. You look at his overall numbers: 95, 51, and 3, a state championship along the way. That builds a lot of momentum within a program.
Here's a 2-on-1 with a trailer far side. The backhand shot just wide. O'Donnell. And Devin O'Donnell, 4-game goal streak, almost made it 5 there in a nice attack. Crusaders come right back on the right wing, and Chesak reaches out and covers with a big glove.
Seeing the game open up just a little bit. Both teams there with an odd number sequence. 2-on-1 one way, and then it was a 3-on-2 by the Crusaders. Defended well, and that's that heavy blue line that Mahtomedi possesses. It was Henry Samper. He's one of the smaller but skilled defensemen. This is the other end, the 2-on-1. You see the long body prevent the pass, and that really forced a backhand chance that wasn't very dangerous. But a little bit of the game opening up a little bit here. Still scoreless, but not for lack of chances. Both goaltenders have had to make some saves here.
Blake Loida had that good look off the pad for the Zephyrs. Blake and Cody are cousins for Mahtomedi. Last 10 years for Mahtomedi, 29-1 is their section record.
Unbelievable. You know, you got a target on your back every year. You're the team to beat. To be that consistently good when it's most important.
And with St. Cloud Cathedral being here so many times in a row, 4 in a row, the last 11, their record is also very good in their sectional play, coming out of Section 5A. Zephyrs settle it down. There's Sam Pear up ahead of the line. O'Donnell on the right side. Sievers shot, saved Moreland.
Great pass by Sam Pear, a little stretch pass to get him some space, got his teammate in. Sievers took a long shot, tested Moreland there to the short side.
Zephyrs top line, all seniors. At second line, Redpath, Bow, and Sievers, 2 sophomores, and the junior Sievers. Stolen away. And off of that steal, though, Crusaders there to recover. Able to bring it back out. Garrett Locke was there to recover. That had disaster written all over that pass coming out in front.
If that got out in front, that would have been far not the best chance of the afternoon. That was a wide open slot area.
Sievers again, night shift here. Changing to the Devin O'Donnell line. Crusaders off a skate. And St. Cloud Cathedral skating back across. That right side, it's Klein. And Walt Karam picked up here. Mahtomedi and the Zephyrs looking up out the neutral is Zins. They'll have to circle back. Zins takes a return pass. They're onside. 4 across. Shot. A stick of Moreland in the corner. Nothing decided. Kind of what we thought here. A close game between these two teams. We are still scoreless.
Here's the physical play that is a tradition with the Zephyrs. It's brought them a bunch of success. That's just a good, clean hit. Step up. Nothing dirty about it. When you're physical, you can start to make people cough the puck up. Good recovery that time after the turnover to block a pass. And you just, neither one of these teams, Jim, has been able to get to the middle of the rink. The shots are coming from the exterior.
Oh, and a rebound sent just wide here by the Zephyrs. They continue to apply some heat. This is the Gagnelius first and the Zeller line. And now Cathedral. And on the right side, got the goalie way out behind the net. Centering pass up to the point. Pad save by Chezik.
Great save by Chezik. He came flying out of that net to take away the space.
Took away Zegelmeyer, who had that shot. And now it ends up back up along the end wall. Carter Bakeberg into the corner. Pokes it there, but not out. Mahtomedi slapping it off the end wall. Eli Van Heel couldn't clear. Griffin Sturm was also trying to do that. Working back to the middle, Gagnelius. Actually spinning around now, it's first. Towards Gagnelius. Through the top of the crease to the corner. And then out to neutral. 2-on-2. St. Cloud Cathedral. Schmidt. Shot. Save. Rebound right side. Big glove save by Chezik.
That's what you live for.
Flashing the leather there to stop Brandon White.
Yeah, both these teams starting to open it up. Look at him recover here, though. Out of position, recovers, makes that pad save. This is a scary situation, but you have to get up, get your bearings, and then you got to get out and challenge and watch him get that right pad down just in time. And then you never want to give this type of rebound up. If you do, you better make up for it with a great save, and he does. Flashing that leather. Jackson Chezik keeping us scoreless. Well done.
Chezik, one shutout in the season. That was the rematch of the championship game a year ago. Actually, that, of course, Mahtomedi. They played East Grand Forks earlier in the year. The reigning champs. Warroad coming back out of that Section 8. And tonight, they'll try a path to try and get that first title for them since 2005.
They're poised to do it. And we had a chance to visit with Jay Hardwick, their terrific head coach. And you know Warroad hockey, they're always going to have a couple of stars up front that can take over hockey games. That's been part of their tradition for years. And that allows you to win a state tournament. Those players can be superstars this weekend for the black and gold.
Cale Brummel dumps it in. He's a senior playing as the third pair here for Mahtomedi at the near side point. And St. Cloud Cathedral recontrolled. Zegelmeyer backs his way in. Tap, knocked down. Play continues. And cleared and tipped into the bench area out of play at neutral as we get a chance to catch our breath here. No score, second period.
Because the air feels different this early. Because good enough isn't. Because the bench is colder to me. Because last one on the ice means more than extra laps. Because medals are meant to be earned. That's why I'm next.
Luther Auto, proud supporters of Minnesota youth hockey.
Spring has sprung, and your to-do list is growing. But there's no need to worry about your garage door. At Rise and Shine, we're here to make sure your door works as smoothly as your day. Speaking of spring, do you need new springs? Get a $79 garage door tune-up this season. Don't let broken springs get in your way. Rise up and make it a great clucking day.
You may have a winning strategy during the season, but when the final buzzer sounds, let the trusted travel advisors of AAA Minneapolis help you plan a well-deserved time out. Open the playbook to the perfect vacation. We handle the details, you enjoy the win. Congratulations to all the Minnesota State High School League tournament athletes from AAA Minneapolis.
We're not just a car dealership, and we never acted like one.
For over 40 years, we built something bigger.
It's not about transactions. It's about relationships.
When you walk in here, you're not just a number. You're family.
Our goal hasn't changed. Giving everyone the premium experience.
Right here at the White Bear Lake Superstore, that's how we roll.
So 2 weeks ago, Team USA gold medal. Let's put a little perspective into it. 2 weeks here in 2026. What was going on 2 weeks after the 1980 Miracle on Ice? This is what was going on.
I was here. I was here for all of those games. Phil Housley was a legend. Tom Curvers, rest his soul, one of the great gentlemen in the game of hockey for the Baby Blue of Jefferson. And how about the Halloween Machine led by my guy Jimmy Jetland, taking that trophy back up north. Yeah, great memories. Used to go over to, now it's Woog Arena. It was Lakota. You'd have to get there for the JV game at 5 o'clock if you wanted to watch Phil Housley, because the building would be full. The aforementioned Marco Siki and I would get dropped off there to watch this player. It was almost like you were seeing an NHL player playing high school hockey, and the next year that proved to be true. He went right from high school into the bigs, and as I mentioned earlier, Phil Housley, one of the all-time great players in the history of the game.
And my first ever color commentator when I started doing games here for 45 TV. Class A, 2012.
Will that ever happen again? A guy goes from playing high school hockey in Minnesota straight to the National Hockey League.
I just don't think, no.
And he didn't just make a roster.
No,
he starred at that level.
He wasn't sitting on the bench.
No.
That is phenomenal. Good shot there, left side. Moreland being tested here. Who's going to score first? Low shot there. Sam Pear jumping in low, centering pass. Pinballs around. Cody Loida. And that one also will deflect back out to the neutral zone.
Halfway through the hockey game, first goal. Boy, the importance really starting to get into serious perspective as being a game-changing goal. And you don't normally think that when you think about a first goal. They're always important. The lead is great, but this one, because of the stage of the hockey game, huge. And both these teams are just laying it out there right now. Physical, but clean. No penalties so far. No power play activity.
Yeah, it's been good punch, counter punch. One team comes and the other team comes back, and it's been kind of an ebb and flow of each team controlling play at different times. That one sent through by first and played back out to neutral and then bounced back into the Cathedral zone. St. Cloud Cathedral has a 20-15 shots advantage. We've already passed through the middle part of the hockey game, the midway point, and a slash is going to be called here. It'll be on Mahtomedi, and we'll see St. Cloud Cathedral getting the first power play of the game.
Well, if you're going to take a penalty, you might as well get your money's worth, and there's no question that was an easy call for the official. A two-hand slash, whether it hits the stick or not, it's going to get called, especially in open space. So now, this is something we talked about in the open. Mahtomedi's graded a lot of different things, but their penalty kill has not been great. 72%. It's a danger zone. We'll see if their goaltender Chesak can rise up.
Power play for St. Cloud Cathedral, 25%. That's third in the field. And they win the faceoff. All important offensive zone faceoff. Sturm to the near side. Scores! One time. Tic-tac-toe. Bo Schmidt. And it's 1-0.
Yeah, big time goal here past the halfway point of the hockey game. The passing gets Mahtomedi out of position, and the last guy you want shooting the puck is Bo Schmidt. This guy's a proven goal scorer. He's been on this big stage. He'll be there to the left side, waiting for that puck, even though it's a sharp angle. Think of a guy like Steven Stamkos. You think of a guy like Ovechkin, and they can pinpoint that puck short side before the goaltender can react. That penalty kill situation for Mahtomedi might be a stark reminder here. They cannot take penalties to win this game.
And the celebration. Let's put you on the bench.
That's good fun right
there. You're Bobby Stocker, Justin Schultz, or Leo Lommel, or one of the well-dressed managers.
It's a good feeling, and they've worked hard for that goal. They, as you mentioned, it's been a tug of war all day. Both teams taking their chances, both teams having pushes throughout. But special teams and goaltending was going to be a big difference maker in such a evenly matched game on paper.
St. Cloud Cathedral trying to come right back. Good strong forecheck here by Caleb Trant. Almost got the steal. He was a one-man forecheck there, keeping Mahtomedi trapped. And the Zephyrs forced to ice the puck. Let's take another look right off of that draw.
Well, the first thing is you win the draw clean, and that allows you to start making some passes to get the killers moving around. And then it's a quick little head fake, and that seam was open, and it was a great read on that seam pass, but an even better shot. Look at Schmidt just find open ice, and the key to it is you have to one-time that and not give the goaltender a chance to get over to the pipe. Oh, Schmidt puts the Crusaders out in front.
42nd career goal, 24th of the season. Now a 14-game point streak for the sophomore. 15 goals in his last now 14 games. Heating up here second half of the season for Bo Schmidt. And a 1-0 St. Cloud Cathedral lead.
We'll see if that creates momentum for the Crusaders or if Mahtomedi has an answer here. When teams know each other as well as these two do, you get the feeling that there'll be some pushback by the Zephyrs.
You can't say that they have not had opportunities and chances. Ziegelmeyer for St. Cloud Cathedral. Going right back to work here. Taking advantage on the power play. Big games like this, Kevin, it's just huge. When you get opportunities, you got to take advantage of them, don't you?
Well, there just hasn't been a lot of space in the slot 5-on-5. Both these teams are so well coached. They're just not giving a lot. So when you get a power play, that's your one chance to get some of those looks. And you might as well get it to your best offensive weapon in Bo Schmidt, and he knew what to do with it. And now you can see St. Cloud kind of answering with some of their physical play.
One around here by the Zephyrs. Sievers picked up Schmidt. And Schmidt put it into high gear. Skates through. And Chezik makes the save, pushes it away, and then Schmidt ends up running into the nets.
Heavy shot. Goal scorers always seem to have that little extra momentum with the puck when they rifle it. And Schmidt did just that. He uses some speed through the neutral. Watch him build up momentum. Little Maine to Maui effort. And he gets that wrist shot. That's again a smart place to shoot the puck. Foot off the ice, blocker side, make him stretch out, make that save. Shows that speed. And yeah, when you play against the Zephyrs, you're going to pay a price. And he gets flung into the crossbar. No worse for the wear.
Schmidt, as a sophomore, he has 88 career points now. 12 shy of that 100 plateau, that milestone.
As a sophomore.
As a sophomore.
Unbelievable.
3 goals last year in the state tournament, and they come right back in across that line. Van Heel to the middle, intercepted Mahtomedi's Gagnelius. But swooping back on back pressure, White, and then back through neutral. Tipped in on Chezik, and Chezik's going to go a little walkabout there and swing it around and actually clear the puck.
Did a nice job.
Had just enough to leave, and now it's offside.
All right, so here we are. 5 minutes to go in the period. St. Cloud Cathedral's found their best game. They're right now, the last few shifts, power play goal, but before that, the momentum they've created. Now it is time for Mahtomedi to answer. These next 5 minutes, super important for the Zephyrs. They've been back on their heels now off that goal by the Crusaders. They need to find an answer. We haven't seen a lot of activity down in front of Moreland in net for St. Cloud Cathedral.
Mahtomedi getting to the face-off here. Looking for the equalizer here in period 2. Across the line and back out here. The Crusaders up to center, thrown in here by Mahtomedi. Face-offs 19-14 in favor of the Zephyrs. Shots 22-15 St. Cloud Cathedral, and they lead it on the scoreboard 1-0. Here they come in with a shot, blocked away by Chezik. And tipped back out to neutral, just a little bit out of the reach. Good idea trying to get it to Blake Loida there on the headman.
Yeah, Mahtomedi has been able to sneak behind a couple different times on the defense.
Brummel, he floats in. Cale Brummel, senior. And it does sneak out. Cathedral grabs it at neutral. Crusaders in off the corner. They're changing. Causing some problems. Anvik And they come in with a backhand on the left side. Kroll, Anvik centering that line, and then getting it back as Kroll from behind the net, tried to stuff it in. Chesak ready. Take a look at past champions, brought to you by Summit Mortgage. Generations of hometown families, one trusted mortgage partner.
These teams represented on that list a couple of times. You expect to see Hermantown on there a few. They've got 3. Crazy win last year by East Grand Forks. That 7-5 game in the semifinals against Hibbing was just an electric atmosphere in here. Gentry Academy on that list. They'll be playing tomorrow on the AA side. Kind of a Cinderella story as a 5 seed.
East Grand Forks last year came in, well, they started the section playoffs under 500.
Take a look, guys. Take a look.
And again, another example of getting hot at the right time.
Call that a bracket buster.
And you know, there's no other team in either class that epitomizes that than Andover right now, the way they got hot.
9 goals in a section final. I don't see that every day.
There's a 5 seed, 2 5 seeds in the AA tournament. Gentry Academy, same thing. Hot at the right time. Off the wall, back here to Mahtomedi, circling back. Cody Loida going to play baseball at the University of Sioux Falls. They get it. Left side in low. Shot wide. Came right back up. Open net. They score. Will Sievers. Right place, right time. It came right to him. And this game's tied.
Giant goal for Mahtomedi. They find an answer here late in the second period. They did some physical work on the attack. They had a near scoring chance that went wide, and then Sievers, 17 in white. He'll drift to the middle. Watch this play, just misfire. And then 4 players in baby blue allow that puck to sneak into the slot. The junior forward for Mahtomedi cashes it in right there amongst all those Crusaders. He ends up with the puck. We end up in a tie game. That save forced Moreland out of the net. You can see he got a blocker on that. But in having to slide from his left to his right, he ended up being out of position. And normally he would have been in a spot where he could have blocked that pass from getting into the slot. But because he was out of position, that pass went in behind him. It looked like all 4 players in a St. Cloud sweater were watching the puck in the corner, which left Sievers there to do his thing.
5 straight games with a goal now for Will Sievers, his 14th of the season. Heating up here towards the end of the season, scoring most of his goals here late and in the postseason. And a big one there, number 14 on the season for the junior right winger. Now 9 goals in his last 7 games, and he has 14 on the season. Long pass. DeZeller comes in, tied up. Sturm getting back defensively, but a penalty called, and here comes a Mahtomedi power play riding a wave of momentum right now.
Yeah, another separation play here where it was an extended stretch pass, and yeah, that's a lasso, and the call was a no-brainer. I was wondering about a penalty shot, not sure he was clear to achieve that, but Mahtomedi with a great answer here late in the period.
That Sievers goal for Mahtomedi, Redpath and Bow getting the assist, and we're looking at it again.
Watch the position here. Goaltender's got to stretch out to keep that puck out. Now he's out of position. That puck comes right in behind him, and even though St. Cloud had good position, watch the eyes of the defenders. They get stuck puck watching here. Sievers is waiting, took it off the skate, onto the tape, and into the net.
So Mahtomedi will get their first power play chance, and the Zephyrs a chance here to take the lead. Devin O'Donnell, their power play 22%. Cody Loida. Dunbar gets to it to hold the zone. Reset here on the power play. Shot through. I don't know if that hit the goalie or not. Loida, heavy shot in, now ends up in the corner.
Yeah, Moreland was in among the bodies there. I think he might have got a part of his pad on it.
O'Donnell rings it around. Dunbar back in deep. O'Donnell's got it. Curls from the wall with his shot. Tried that wide side off the glass. Ready for it though. Cody Loida. Pointman doing a nice job holding the zone. This one's going to get tangled, and they're going to say that he grabbed the puck.
I think they're just going to blow it dead.
Yep, they're not going to get any kind of a delayed penalty. Yeah.
And kind of a bad break for the Crusaders because this was developing into a 3-on-2. He just couldn't get it back out onto the ice quick enough. That would have been an odd number rush for the shorthanded St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders, but they'll get that chance now. They'll have to defend that power play for the Zephyrs, which now is about half over.
He was juggling that thing like a hot potato. Here's a quick shot, directed in. I thought there was a redirect on that Sam Kerr shot. Moreland again ready for the save.
Scary feeling though when you look behind like Moreland did there. He knew he had stopped the puck. He just wasn't sure if this puck was kind of rolling through him. You can watch him peek over his shoulder, then he feels the puck again and he's able to hang on to it. But the Zephyrs have come alive here.
Another face-off win here for Mahtomedi. Up to Sam Kerr, didn't make it through. Henry's got it again. Towards the net and Wall Karam. Held in by the near side pointman. And then down out to center. St. Cloud Cathedral on their season. They do have 3 shorthanded goals. White was all by his lonesome. We have under a minute left to go in the period. 30 seconds left. Power play here for Mahtomedi. Bearing down, skating in is Sam Kerr. Has it behind the net.
Sturm made a nice play there to stretch out and prevent that pass from crossing.
And a good play there by Brandon White. Brandon White got a stick on that. That cleared the zone. Otherwise, they're going to feed it in the middle. Their point man, Gutterman, plays it back, gets a return pass out in front. Had Redpath there.
Boy, great sticks defending. Again, it was Sturm for St. Cloud.
Gutterman gets it back. They're back at full strength. 5-on-5. Sam Kerr takes it in. Loose puck, backhanded off of Sturm's glove. 13 seconds left in the period. Back to 5-on-5. And here's a 2-on-0 the other way. And it's off the post.
Oh, he had a stick in the air.
Ruprecht thought he scored. Now here comes Mahtomedi. 1 second left. And the horn sounds. Too late.
Now
what was that we just saw?
That's called fire wagon hockey. Both teams with jailbreaks. I mean, complete odd number situations. 2-on-0 one way, 3-on-1 the other. How there's not a goal in this sequence, I'll never know. Watch him raise the stick. He thought he might have had it. And now all the Crusaders are trapped, and here comes 3-on-1 the other way. It eventually goes in, but it's after the buzzer, and that just whets our appetite for what should be an outstanding third period.
What an exciting finish. Kalen Ruprecht thought he scored, and on the other end, Mahtomedi just simply ran out of time.
1 tick too many.
1 tick too many. Wow. So we played 2. Nothing decided yet here in this 4 versus 5 matchup in the quarterfinal, with the winner getting Hibbing Chisholm in the first of our Friday semifinals in the 33rd Class A state tournament here from Grand Casino Arena on 45 TV, all tied at 1.
Where there's a flooded basement, musty crawl space, or wood rot, there's an answer. American Waterworks. For more than 30 years, American Waterworks has been solving homeowners' toughest waterproofing problems. Schedule your free inspection and estimate today.
At Fury Motors, we don't just sell cars, we deliver peace of mind. That's why every new vehicle and most late model used vehicles come with our Fury complimentary powertrain warranty. 84 months or 100,000 miles of peace. And you are never far from one of our convenient Twin Cities locations, St. Paul, Stillwater, Waconia, and Forest Lake, where you'll find all makes and models all in one place. Shop from over 900 vehicles in stock, including one of Minnesota's best selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Fury Motors, more selection, more protection.
Welcome to the pinnacle of hockey excellence. At APX Hockey, we redefine what it means to compete, to develop, and to succeed both on and off the ice. Our world-class coaching staff with decades of professional experience are not just mentors, but architects of potential. Here, it's not just about becoming elite, it's about committing to something bigger than yourself. We are APX Hockey. Achieve greatness.
It's a packed house here at the John McGinnis Student Night Arena as people are...
It's just so fun to see so many different people.
When you get into the MAC, you can sit next to someone and you're instantly friends with them.
Need to win this back.
Any student from any walk of life can come to that stadium and feel like they're at home.
Here's a shot from the point. Scores! Oh my goodness!
You have to be there to truly experience what a Tech hockey game is like.
In Minnesota, hockey's a way of life. It's the sound of the blades on the fresh ice, the whistle before the puck drops. It's putting in the work with support that's always there. This is Bobby Knight from St. Cloud Subaru. Trust your research. The 2026 Subaru Forester is ready for wherever your life takes you. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event, you can lease a 2026 Subaru Forester for just $189 a month. Visit us at stcloudsubaru.com.
Subaru, it's you. St. Cloud Subaru, it's you.
This school year, the state's permanent school fund will distribute $58 million across hundreds of schools. Rent and royalties from iron ore mining contribute nearly 70%. Minnesota Mines, supported by Minnesota Mines.
Skate into summer with Mini Buttes hockey camps. Unleash your potential with flexible scheduling, exciting activities, and loads of fun on and off the ice.
TV. The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Friends and Bank and Trust. Real people, real results.
You may still be on the edge of your seat. I know Pat Nicoletti and I still are after the way that period ended. The pipe makes the save there, and then the horn makes the save Pat at the other end.
Well, what we thought was going to be a defensive battle all of a sudden turned into back and forth here at the end of the period, and boy, close on both ends.
Tied at 1, the Zephyrs and the Crusaders here, both their offensive leaders, Bo Schmidt for St. Cloud Cathedral, Will Sievers for Mahtomedi getting the goals there, and then setting up that frenetic last 15 seconds of the period.
Yeah, it was crazy, and let's go back to the Bo Schmidt goal. I mean, what a one-timer on the power play. You thought, boy, that may be enough in this game, but I tell you, Mahtomedi came right back, Sievers with his goal, and here we are, 1-1.
Big talent out here. Big talent coming up for you tonight in the second session of the Class Single A quarterfinals for you here today. Got a couple really good storylines. In the first game, we're going to see Delano. They're back at state for the first time since they came 3 times in a row in 19, 20, and 21. They have a guy named Daniel Hallinan who has 39 goals this year, maybe the best pure scorer in the state.
Yeah, and then, he's got a brother in the NHL, and he'll be going to Michigan Tech, and, he's just a great scorer. And as his coach said, doesn't want to come off the ice. and that's the kind of guy you want, right? Guy wants to be out there all the time, and he scores goals.
If I could score 39 goals in a season,
not bad.
I wouldn't want to come off the ice either. We also have War Road playing in the late game tonight. Their 26th state tournament appearance. They have an absolutely lethal top line. You feel like War Road, the names change, but the game stays the same.
Yeah, it's War Road every year. And then you've got a Northern Lakes team, right? A team that says, you know what? We might not be as good as everybody, but boy, do we play hard, and they will be a tough out tonight.
Well, and we make that point. We talked about it with Dodge County as Hibbing Chisholm kind of opened things up late in that first game, but Mankato West and Northern Lakes are just sitting there saying, oh yeah, fellas, just keep talking about Delano and War Road. Keep doing it.
Yeah, because we're watching you, and guess what? The pressure's on you, not us, and we're going to play hard.
Both teams with pretty good runs through the section finals. Mankato West surviving a 3-overtime thriller to earn the right to get here to play Delano. That'll be a 6 o'clock start, and then War Road taking on Northern Lakes in the late one. Here's the end of the period again, as thrilling as you're going to see in a hockey game with neither team hitting the net. Well, I guess Mahtomedi hits the net, but just a second too late. We're tied at 1, heading to the third here in the Class A quarterfinal.
Hands down, hockey is the hardest sport. Hand-eye coordination, agility, balancing on a thin blade of steel on ice.
Goal! No. Basketball's way harder. We're on the court way longer than you're on the ice. Our goal's 10 feet in the air and dunk.
No. It's not hockey. It's not basketball. The hardest sport is pickleball. Am I right?
Pickleball. Settle your next debate on your new deck from uglydeck.com.
Hello, customer. State reason for visit.
It's a long story.
You can say claim, billing, or something else.
Can I talk to someone else?
Transferring now. Hello, customer. State reason for visit.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we treat people like people.
I'm so glad you're here today, Aaron. How can I help?
It's your future. Let's protect it.
Looking for an affordable winter getaway? Outdoor enthusiasts love Grand Rapids for its endless miles of trails for skiing, snowshoeing, and snowmobiling, along with excellent ice fishing on local lakes. The Timberlake offers a variety of room types, including fireplace and spa suites. Enjoy lunch at our on-site restaurant featuring all-you-can-eat soup and salad bar. After the day's activities, wind down and relax in our oversized hot tub. Learn more and make reservations today at TimberlakeLodgeHotel.com.
Buy appliances at or even below cost during Warner Stellian's Real Deal Clearance starting this weekend. Look for this yellow tag on tons of new, fully warranted floor models, closeouts, and scratched and dented refrigerators, washers and dryers, and much more. On top of yellow tag markdowns, you can save $50 to $500 on each appliance for over $4,000 in extra savings. This store-wide clearance sale starts this weekend, and the deals are extreme. Only at Warner Stellian.
Work and life can be stressful enough. Your commute doesn't have to be. Step on and let us take care of the rest. Relax. Recharge. Arrive refreshed. Arrowhead Transit, your daily escape awaits.
Grandma, Grandpa!
Well, Jakey, we're so glad you're here.
That's right, nothing's more important than family. Family bonds last a lifetime, just like your by-the-yard 88-inch oval table. The highest quality HDPE furniture on the market. 4 gliders, 2 loungers, 2 ottomans, a portable bar, 2 fire tables, and most importantly, it's comfortable enough to fit the whole family.
And nothing's more important than family.
You got that right, Grandma. Family bonds last a lifetime, just like by-the-yard.
Last year as a freshman, Bo Schmidt scored a goal in the final minute to send the championship game to overtime. Here he is just putting all his skills on display.
Yeah, he's got speed, he's got skill, he's got smarts, he gets in the right spots, and you're going to see here on this power play goal, right in his wheelhouse, and he one-times it, and that is a sign of a pure goal scorer. Watch, he's just waiting for this pass, comes right in his wheelhouse, makes right immediately, and he slams it home.
That's an Alexander Ovechkin goal on the power play, sitting there waiting. And then the guy that took the penalty that gave them the power play atones. Will Sievers, he's the middle linebacker on the football team. He's in the middle here for the goal.
And this play was made by Redpath. Watch Redpath. He's going to get the pass, gets the shot, follows it up, and gets it right out to Sievers, who puts it away to tie this hockey game at 1 apiece.
And that's the kind of connection that happens when two guys have been playing together for a long time. He knew he was coming. Journey Stats brought to you by 7th Avenue Pizza, locally owned pub-style frozen pizza. Perfect for hockey night and every night. We're all tied through 2. Who's going to the semis? We'll find out next.
Buy appliances at or even below cost during Warner Stellian's Real Deal Clearance starting this weekend. Look for this yellow tag on tons of new, fully warranted floor models, closeouts, and scratched and dented refrigerators, washers and dryers, and much more. On top of yellow tag markdowns, you can save $50 to $500 on each appliance for over $4,000 in extra savings. This store-wide clearance sale starts this weekend, and the deals are extreme. Only at Warner Stellian.
In communities across northern Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin, strong foundations matter. And for nearly a century, Max Gray Construction has built more than structures. We built trust. As a leader in commercial contracting, we deliver seamless solutions on projects of every size. Whether it's design-build, construction management, or traditional design-bid-build, we bring expertise and dedication to every job. We're proud to support area athletics because building strong communities goes beyond the job site. Max Gray Construction, building relationships, delivering results.
New day, same routine, same old bank. Not her.
Money.
She switched to John. Game changer. Which means she's getting cash back. Everyday purchases build her credit. And her savings? Working overtime.
While banking fee-free.
Fee-free!
Fee-free, Pops, is what I said.
So don't bank the old way. Bank smarter through Chime.
Work and life can be stressful enough. Your commute doesn't have to be. Step on and let us take care of the rest. Relax. Recharge. Arrive refreshed. Arrowhead Transit, your daily escape awaits.
Well, I think we've proven all year our depth is what kind of carries us. We're hard to play against for 3 periods. We play our depth and we win more from a defensive style. With Chase and net, and our defensemen are really solid. And I think we just play north and we keep it simple. It might not be really entertaining from a goal scoring standpoint, but it's very effective. And I think we've shown that our body of work's been really good this year.
All our captains are seniors. Everyone's just Tonka, and I couldn't ask for anything better. It's so wonderful that I do it with all the guys that I grew up playing Squirts, Peewees, and Bantams with.
Yeah, I think the phrase is just win, baby. They don't have a superstar. It's not 1 or 2 skippers that can kill you. It's all of them. 9 players between 22 and 31 points. And they've got one of the best goalies in the state. Chase Jurdy, he's up for the Brimsick Award as the best senior goalie in the state.
Yeah, and that's what wins you hockey games, right? Depth, goaltending, and Minnetonka sure seems to have it this year.
They're going to play the Gentry Academy Stars in the leadoff game tomorrow in the AA quarterfinals. You see the rest of the rundown there. Tell you, got some Cinderellas there.
Yeah.
Andover and Gentry coming in as 5 seeds from the section. You got Moorhead, the defending champs. Edina, oh, by the way, it can't be a state tournament without the Hornets.
Yeah, and that 4 and 5 matchup, it really intrigues me tomorrow. Rosemount hasn't been here since 1992. Grand Rapids has been a staple forever. That is going to be a very good game.
Yeah, first time in the AA tournament for both Gentry Academy and for Rosemount. That's the menu for tomorrow, but we've got a Class A quarterfinal to figure out here with the third period between St. Cloud Cathedral and Mahtomedi. Jim Erickson and Kevin Gordon are going to take us home.
Thank you, Chris and Pat. You guys just reminding us how much more fresh hockey we have yet. You know, the quarterfinals, you got 8 of them, 4 today, 4 tomorrow. That's your first taste of these teams getting down here. Their first taste. For many players, it's their first chance to skate onto this ice. So a lot of fun. And then we get down to business on Friday.
Yeah, the Friday night double dip with 2 semifinal games during the day. Same thing at night. That's as good as it gets. Teams trying to work their way into that final championship game, that run for a title, nothing better.
Goal scorers Schmidt and Sievers. 1-1 score. And a Mahtomedi Henry Sampere shot up and out of play. Quick face-off here, 7 seconds in.
We saw that frenetic pace to close the second period. Both teams great chances. Will that carry over? We saw a lot of physical play in defense in the opening period. The game seemed to open up in our most recent frame. Now it's on the line. 1-1, third period. Here we go.
Battle for that puck. Comes free here to Van Heel. Throws it in.
Jeez, he got hit hard.
Yeah, he was heading to the bench. He's not sure which bench he's supposed to go to. He's going to stay out there. Right in front of the St. Cloud Cathedral bench, or the Mahtomedi bench, as Mahtomedi comes in and zipping it in on Moreland. Quick shot by First, and Moreland the save.
Another heavy shot. First that time on the offside, right-handed shot. Just decided to line that thing up and go for it. at this stage of the game in a 1-1 score, there's no such thing as a bad shot towards the net. Put the pressure on the opposition to defend. Look for a rebound. Both these teams are very physically gifted. They can create space too.
And Mahtomedi, they are battle tested. They played 9 AA teams. They do that a lot in their conference, and just having a tough schedule always benefits teams this time of the year. Puck at the side of the cage, and look where Chezik's stick is.
That's not where you need it to be.
No.
Someone's got to help. Yeah, there you go. Get him his stick.
Nice job.
Excellent work that time. You see
Vinny Redpath.
Yeah, he had the wherewithal to find the goaltender's twig and get it back to him.
And now he's got the puck. Vinny Redpath. His dad was Jeff Poschel's first ever captain here at Mahtomedi.
That's pretty cool.
That is. And we mentioned that his staff, all former captains. 4 of them former captains for Coach Poschel.
You hear the word synergy thrown around, but that legitimately has something to it at Mahtomedi. Coach Poschel's been there and done so many great things. This is 33 years of coaching, 29 at Mahtomedi. He's approaching 500 wins for this program, 2 state championships, and they all want to come back and either have their kids play for him or they want to be a part of the coaching staff. That's usually a pretty positive indicator of how they feel about him.
Draw here in the St. Cloud State zone to Hunter Moreland's left-hand side. Again, he was on the Northern Lakes roster and their backup last year when Northern Lakes came here under Mike Randolph. Backing up Sam Suya. To the point, bouncing and score! Wave off. Oh, they're going to wave it off. Light is on. They're going to say high stick. Puck played with a high stick, definitely redirected.
We've seen this from the drop of the puck. Mahtomedi has been really aggressive throwing the puck to the net from the point. And here it comes in. Is it above the crossbar? That's close. That's really close.
He barely got it, it appeared, but it fluttered.
It clearly changed directions. There's no doubt that contact was made. And it's not where his stick is, it's where it contacts the stick. Is it above the crossbar? Man, that's close.
Right under the arm.
Impossible play for a goalie. I mean, this thing changes directions at the wrong time, so that. And, you know, can you overturn the call? With the initial call being waved off, I would say it's doubtful.
That is probably right there the best angle, right?
Yep.
That low camera angle from across the ice. You kind of get a feel in relation to the crossbar, but here it comes. But like I said, no goal on the ice.
And I think a quick decision tells me it's going to be no goal. No goal. Yep. Yep. So now, they've had a couple, right? I mean, there's been a couple of sequences where Mahtomedi thought they scored. We had the would-be buzzer beater. We've had a little bit of everything.
One off the glove.
Yeah.
Did we have that
the
this
handball
game,
play?
right?
Yeah, that was the handball play. We had the non-buzzer beater, a tick too late. Now you get the high stick. So
feels like Cat playing with a ball of yarn in the net. And this time here, Devin O'Donnell, you got to try. Got to give yourself chances, and they have done that. So we stayed tied at 1. And the Zephyrs relentless come right back in. Spin around shot. In off of Moreland. And up and out here for the Crusaders. Starting it up is their sophomore star, Bo Schmidt. Lost it as he came across the Mahtomedi line. And throws it back in the corner. Sam Pear. He skates through traffic. Chips it in, right back in off the chase. Off the glove, pushed by Van Heel. And Schmidt again. Another charge into the zone for him. To the forehand. Gets it blocked. And out of the zone. Zephyrs track it down. First was slowed up the line, but he was determined to get back to that puck in the corner. Now tapped out. And Mahtomedi defense able to reset. Blocks.
Yeah, they're Zephyrs right now have found something with their game. They're doing this. They're smartly chipping the puck in, and then they're going in and attacking with physical play. It's creating turnovers.
And here is Sievers, who has the goal. Sievers gets it back past Redpath. Players falling down. And then it's back out to neutral. I wanted to update block shots. 10-5 St. Cloud Cathedral in the block shot department.
Such an important part of the game is blocking shots, being unselfish to do it because you know it's going to hurt.
From the point, left side of Moreland, off the end wall, race to it, and it is tapped out. Garrett Locke, but too far for him. And first to it, backhanded up and out, Zach Zins. And down the ice.
A little cautious for both teams right now, keeping them to the outside both ways.
Tight game, 1-1. The Hibbing and Dodge County game was tight, 1-0 until Hibbing scored a couple of late goals in the final minute and a half of the second period. Took a 3-0 lead, won it 4-1. In the glove here of Moreland, face off in the St. Cloud Cathedral zone.
Another big hit on that shift. Severs, the goal scorer for the Zephyrs. Pancake play there in the high slot. Mahtomedi is a heavy hockey team. You talked about the AA schedule. I see a win against Centennial. I see a tie against Hill Murray. Not just that, some of the Class A teams. They played Minnetonka as well. Of course, they played some really good Class A competition. Teams like Cloquet, Delano, who is here. This is a team, and they did play Hibbing back in December. Hibbing won that game 7-4. That might be a matchup we see on Friday afternoon.
St. Cloud Cathedral's hoping to have a say in that, of course, here in this 1-1 game. They play a good schedule as well. Here's that shot, dumped in on that far side. St. Cloud Cathedral's played 6 state tournament teams. They're 2-4-0 in those games. This one up high on Moreland. That sounded like it hit the plastic.
I hit the neck protector, the throat guard area there. That did make a weird noise.
They call that the gobbler in your day?
I didn't have the plastic one. I had a soft, like when you saw a lot of the players at the Olympics wearing it. You strap around your neck. It's super uncomfortable. You couldn't breathe. But nowadays they wear that in Olympic competition to prevent skates from coming up and doing damage. So I get why you wear it.
Crusaders trying to tap it out of the zone. We have a loose stick at the blue line. Bo Schmidt skates along the line. Centers. Good shot. Save. Loose puck, and we get a whistle on the Brandon White shot. And Schmidt delivering a beautiful pass.
Outstanding save by Jackson Chezik. He had to really use his athletic ability to not allow this puck to trickle through his legs. You see him close it up, and you got to lay down quick and make sure that puck isn't moving. He had to fight through traffic and battle for his space, and you can see how dangerous that was. If that puck comes loose, he's done.
He may have received some incidental contact with some skaters coming through too, and I think that almost threw him off balance. So he was kind of falling backward and having to make a save and prevent that puck from going across the goal line all at the same time.
Heck of a play.
Schmidt, stick handling to the wing. He's got guys all over him. Mahtomedi up and out. Gagnelius right onto the stick, coming in near side is first. In tight, close play.
I don't know how that rebound didn't go in, Jim. That's exactly the play you're looking for. Great drive of the net, but Moreland was able to hold his position and somehow keep that puck out. Boy, the intensity of this game is really ramping up here.
Cody Loida was coming across, stolen Schmidt. He needs to head over the bench. Long change, of course, here in this, and we're on the third period now. Second period is the long change. In the near wing, and the shot on the mark there by Henry Samper. Gloved and held onto by Moreland.
Here's our new range save of the game, and somehow, some way, just hold that position. Players driving in on you, and that rebound, I think he gets his right pad back and elevates just a little bit. Let's see, right in here in tight quarters. Unbelievable to keep that puck out. Kind of a last-ditch effort, and Moreland keeps the Crusaders in a tie game.
That's our save of the game, brought to you by New Range. New Range powers America's next big play. Visit newrangecoppernickel.com. Great recovery there by Moreland, keeping it a 1-1 game. Getting to the 6-minute point of the third period. Already to the third period. That's why I thought it was the second. We're talking long change. It's been a nice flow to this game.
It really has. Two really solid teams, and boy, the physical play, it's really ramped up here in the third.
Zephyrs back. Zach Zins of the Zephyrs fires at the length of the ice. Moreland waiting for it there. Swings it up and around for Bakebird. Bakebird loses it though, and then speaking of losing it at the point, Zins, he really had to scramble to make sure Klein didn't go sailing the other way.
Almost a breakaway for St. Cloud, no doubt.
Riker Dunbar shot deflected by Moreland off the glass from that sharp angle. Why not? Similar to the angle East Grand Forks scored that game winner against St. Cloud Cathedral last year in that wild state championship game.
Sometimes if you get the goalie moving, you want to try that bad angle shot. He nearly caught the upper corner.
Griffin Stern, he can create. He brings it in for White in the corner. And they're going to continue to battle. And it ends back up here behind the netminder, Chesson.
Thought I heard a whistle.
I did too.
Slow it down, but
I've learned not to react to that. It's something in the crowd. That is an official whistle right there. And we will step aside. We'll come back here. Nothing decided. What's going to happen here? Where are we headed as St. Cloud Cathedral takes on Mahtomedi? Good chances, good physical play. We're tied at 1.
Extracurriculars give students and families a sense of connection to our communities.
Sports, music, and activities aren't extras. They are where students learn to lead.
We are Education Minnesota, the voice of professional educators and students.
If you have an aging parent and a full calendar like I do, then consider calling Synergy Home Care. Synergy Home Care is there for my mom when I can't be. They make sure mom gets all her meds, that she gets a nutritious meal, and that she's clean and comfortable. They even take her to doctor's appointments if I need the help. With Synergy Home Care, mom gets what she needs, and I get what I need, to just be her daughter. Call Synergy Home Care today.
Hockey isn't just a game. It's a grind. It's a journey. It's a relentless pursuit to the next level. From juniors to elite college programs, we work tirelessly to represent you as a player and person. Opening doors to scouts, GMs, and coaches to ultimately find you the correct pathway to achieve your goals. APX Advisors, your path, your future.
If you're wondering why I'm at Raising Cane's, it's because Fan Cam is now Cane's Cam. Plus, I'm hungry.
Hey, Cane's Cam. Check out the fans here in this game today, this afternoon. Their shirts spell out Sievers, and he scored a goal. How about that?
Look at the Texas toast. I want one of those.
Well, let me tell you, the state of Texas, they could only dream of making Texas toast as good as Cane's.
I agree.
Don't agree.
Best in class by far. The kids having a ball down there. You know, you're out of school, right?
Yeah.
You're watching your buddies play hockey. Come on.
Our buddy Dr. Chuck Ells down there as well in the middle of it. Players go down. Play continues. Under 10 left in a tie game.
And now every play gets magnified, Jim, right? We're down in that under 10 minutes tie game. Every little sequence matters a little bit more.
And this is when the state tournament drama starts to build. Here's a steal. Redirected. Rebound right on the doorstep by First and went up into the net, so they whistle it down.
Yeah, Moreland had no idea where that puck was. That's such a scary feeling for a goalie. It had fluttered up over him, but he didn't know where it was.
Well, you were a goalie. High level, high school, state, college. You know, what is that feeling like when you can't find the puck, no idea where it's at?
The most important job you have is to always know where the puck is. And when it hits you and you can feel the chaos around you and you don't know where it is. It's the worst possible feeling.
Ready off the draw, O'Donnell. They'll win the face-off. Sam Pierre spins around in on the goaltender. Saved by Moreland. Rebound loose. Control the Crusaders. Will bring it right back to the way. It's locked. Forced wide. You can really see how well these teams are coached and the system, just what they do defensively, right?
They play great without the puck. They're always in the right spot.
O'Donnell puts on the brakes. Runs into Griffin Sturm. They're tied up. Sturm comes away with it. Then we got another goalie stick flying on the other end as it's Sturm. Makes a move to the side of the net. Pushed away there by Chezik. Caleb Trant behind the net dumped it in.
We got sticks flying. We got bodies flying. We're halfway through the third. Yeah. Nothing's been decided. It's really getting fun.
Well, the light kind of goes on for both teams. Okay, guys, we got to go here.
This is it.
This is it. State championship dreams can end at any point in time during the tournament. And the quarterfinals included. Long pass ahead, Sievers. Oh, and a chance at a 2-on-1 with Redpath. And a good stick by the Crusaders, tipping it back out. Now it's Schmidt into the zone. Shot left side, Van Heel. As he came to the middle, saved Jezik. Hey, tune in to 45 TV's broadcast of this state hockey tournament to find out how much you can save at the pump with Minocco Rewards. Minocco, fuel saving frenzy. There's one of those close to my house, one of my favorite spots.
Well, here it is. These face-offs, these defensive zone face-offs, we saw it play a big role in Hibbing's victory earlier today. We'll watch this closely now in the final 8 minutes.
Mahtomedi getting to that puck again. Working it is DeZeller right to the doorstep. Moreland with the pad.
Best save of the day for him.
Chance the other way to neutral. Boy, his reactions, the secondary saves, to be able to recover, outstanding.
Just feels like that physical play that Mahtomedi has put out here all day long is starting to pay dividends, especially when they get into the attacking zone. They're wearing him down.
Brummel for Mahtomedi slowed up. Rogaszewski will go back to get it. He had a goal against St. Cloud Cathedral, did Rogaszewski. Junior defense and a deep defensive core for Mahtomedi. Penalty coming up. Arm is up. It's going to be on Mahtomedi. Schmidt comes in. They've got the extra attacker delayed penalty as Mahtomedi touches the puck. It is a trip and a key time of the game here with 7:04 left.
It doesn't get any bigger than this opportunity right now for St. Cloud Cathedral. They've had a hard time in the back half of this game establishing a forecheck. We're going to see the stick work here. The physical play on the wall carries over. And when the turnover happens right there, great call by the official. And Mahtomedi is a terrific team. They're well coached, but they have really struggled when down a man. So far today, St. Cloud's got one power play. It was their goal. This is a break point in the game, no doubt about it.
Crusaders called a timeout. They are getting the power play. We talk a lot about Bo Schmidt, the center on that tap line, but his wingers are really active. I've been impressed. Brandon White has created some chances, put himself in good positions, and right there he kept working, kept skating, and he draws a penalty.
Yeah, keep your feet moving. You can create some chaos, and he did just that. And you got to keep an eye on Bo Schmidt. Watch 21, Griffin Sturm. The Crusaders have some guys that have real savvy with the puck, and this will test that Mahtomedi PK unit, and certainly Jackson Chezik in net.
Second power play of the game up and coming here after St. Cloud Cathedral calling the timeout. They're talking strategy. What are they talking here?
I think they're reminding the guys that the last time we got a power play, we set up a play off of one face-off in the offensive zone, whether it's this draw or another draw in the next 2 minutes. Remember what worked. If you win the draw clean, here's what to look for. And what they're really trying to do is they're trying to get 17, Bo Schmidt, into open ice. So we'll see if they can win the draw. It happened quick last time in this same scenario.
St. Cloud Cathedral 1 for 1 on the power play. This is their second one. Gagnelius tripping at 9:56. 1-1 game. Student section standing up as they're wont to do. Bouncing off of the face-off, up to the line, and St. Cloud Cathedral. Nice job, Crusaders, holding it in. Van Heel swung around Schmidt. Schmidt scored the first goal of the game. Far side, quick shot there.
Oh, Schmidt, there he was again.
Right there, good setup. They'll get it again. Schmidt floating over his Sturm. Then in the middle, White shot gloved. Chezik holds on.
This is a really good power play. I love the puck movement. I love the motion. These guys rotate. Schmidt gets the shot here on his strong side. He'll rotate to the weak side as this play develops, and they get another look to the net. This is the matchup St. Cloud needs to try to separate in this game. They've got a great power play. They're going against a penalty kill unit that has struggled all season.
White from Sturm deflects wide. Reaching for it is Chezik. Bumped is Trant. He goes down and saucered down by Mahtomedi. Minute 12 left in the power play.
Yeah, that really helps. You get a couple of fresh bodies back out on the ice to help try to salt away the final 65. And if you're Cathedral, you try to establish that zone and let your playmakers do what they do.
They start it the other way. Schmidt goes down at neutral. They'll bring it across. Van Heel. Schmidt, wrist shot, glove. Lots of traffic around Jackson Chezik. Somehow he saw it. And he holds on with the glove. 1-1 game. 50 seconds left here in the power play.
Watch him fight for his ice. You talked about that traffic. You can't be intimidated as a goalie. You can't back into your net. You've got to fight for your spot, get into position, and make the play on the puck. And he did a great job of that, controlling the rebound. And now, off a defensive zone face-off win, giant for the Zephyrs. They get it clear.
Big clear. That always adds, what, another 15, 17 seconds or so to get it back into the offensive zone at least. Griffin Sturm spinning around, oohs and ahs from the crowd, dazzling with his moves, gets down low, sharp angle shot, gets his own rebound, brings it right back. Thought he had a spot labeled, but Chezik there covers it up, and Griffin Sturm everywhere.
Was that Quinn Hughes? I mean, it looked a lot like 43 in a Wild sweater, using those edges, little spinorama. Denny Savard's blushing. And then watch him take the puck all the way to the offensive zone. This is a defenseman. Look at that skill. Oh, excellent work by Sturm right there.
And at the end of it, shot on net. White, just a freshman too. He sang his praises, but he's just a freshman. To Sturm, back to White, and his wrister on the blocker side, high off the glass. Final 5 seconds. White's got it again. Here's another wrist shot. Chezik right there. Comes up above. Top part of that blue paint. Freezes play. 3 left in the man advantage.
You know, Chezik's been really good in this game. And Chezik right here this time is going to once again, on a distant shot with traffic, with danger all over the scoring area, is able to control the rebound. That's the key part of the save right here. It's not a difficult shot to save, but it is through traffic. He drops that puck, he's in trouble.
St. Cloud Cathedral getting a late changer. Van Heel.
What a well-played game. Both goaltenders have put their best game out there. Both teams have laid it on the line. It's going to come down to the final 5.
Klein wins the draw to Sturm. Meanwhile, back to full strength, and it comes out in front, out of the box. Gagnelius. And Chezik has been a steadying presence here, a big factor controlling those rebounds, and he forced another faceoff.
This is important now because you shift from a defensive mindset of being shorthanded to now getting back on the attack. Coach Pojol going to get a fresh 5 on the ice. He figured this would come down to the third period, and no surprise.
Typical 4 versus 5. Tommy Bow on the draw. Mahtomedi pulls it back to the corner. Good face-off win there by Bow. Then the long feed for Redpath. He had slowed up just a little bit, so the pass didn't connect. Ends up icing.
Now these coaches, the chess match. How much do you play your big-time players, knowing it's been physical, it's been fast-paced, and will there be overtime, right? The O word. Now, you got to manage that bench. You got to play some depth. You got to pick your spots, but you also can't play your players too much right here and run them into the ground knowing there might be some extra hockey looming.
Because who knows how long it's going to go. No shootouts, no 3-on-3 here in the state hockey tournament. Anybody might be wondering as you watch the Olympics,
right?
And you see what happens there with 3-on-3, and then the possible, early in the tournament with the shootout. Not here. Mahtomedi attacking. Redpath again. Shot, stick save Moreland. Redpath gets his own rebound. Plays it back up. Dunbar at the point. And they reverse the puck smartly over to that far side. Then right back here near side. Cathedral with numbers there with people and players to get that stick on. But it's not yet out. Nice job by Redpath holding it in. Looks for Bull. And it's back out to neutral. And the Crusaders from behind their nets. Looking up ice. Bakebird. Big Minnesota Wild win on this ice last night. Ruprecht. He had one of the great looks on a break. Big save by Chesick earlier in this game. Otherwise, we might be talking about a different situation. Locke trying to control it. Back to the blue line. Under 4 now left in regulation. 1-1 game. Puck comes free. Pad save. Chesick. Did he cover? He doesn't know where it is. He's got a whistle. He's got it there. Now just waiting to find it, and the whistle does blow with a few seconds still ticking off. Tied at 1.
And the officials didn't know where it was because they're never going to wait that long to blow the whistle. He's just been so strong on his feet. He's fundamentally just a very good goaltender. It does not surprise me. Talked about his head coach being a legendary goalie back in the day, and so he's got all the little things that he's doing well. Controlling rebounds, fighting for the space, solid down low. And there's a recipe here for a long afternoon of overtime hockey, and I'm all for it. I'll take it. Both these goaltenders look like they're going to be tough to beat.
You're going to see overtime in this tournament.
Yeah, Lou Nanny always cringe when we bring it up, but I love it. I want it.
Either class or both class. Let's get one early. Let's get the overtime juices built. I'm not rooting for it, but I'm just saying it's not a bad thing.
I come to every game hoping that it's a one-goal game and hoping that at some point I get to call an overtime game, because that's as much drama as you can have. You win, you're moving on. You lose, you're going into the consolation bracket. All those chips on the table, all that pressure, it's the best.
3M Arena at Mariucci is a heck of a facility. That is not what you want to be playing in day 2.
You don't want to be there. You want to stay here all weekend long.
Battling here. Big check. White got hit there. Another big check delivered. Gagnelius, I think, a couple there. And then Big Wet plays it down, dumps it in back behind the net. And Chesick there had some time to think about it. Mahtomedi and the Zephyrs near side, getting some room. Shots out, score! 5-hole trickler for Braden First.
Well, you take the puck to the net, and sometimes just things go your way. And this is a very harmless looking play. He just basically shuffleboards this puck towards the cage, and all you're really looking to do is get some sort of a rebound. And so you can see him just kind of push that puck, and it seemed to fool Moreland, and maybe it elevated. Yeah, he kind of chipped it to the last second, which elevated the puck.
Yeah.
And that seemed to fool Moreland, and that's a game-changing goal, no doubt.
From up here, it looked like it went underneath him. But as you said, he elevated it, looked like off the arm and then in. And that is the tie-breaking goal here. 2-1 Mahtomedi. First is 8th of the season. DeZeller getting the assist. Zeller's 4th assist of the season, helping out his fellow wing on that line, Braden First. 8th of the season, 28-point, 9-game point streak now for First. And 2-1 Mahtomedi. Crunch time now, just over 2 minutes left to go, and the Zephyrs come right back. And off the blocker, out of play.
Let's go back and watch him. You're a goalie. You're going to cover up down low because he's got one hand on the stick. And you don't really prepare yourself for that puck to be moved up into the into the atmosphere, but it does. It's just a little chip at the end that goes off the elbow on the far side and in. And now, remember, St. Cloud Cathedral used their timeout, so they're going to probably have to overplay their big gunners here without a little extra break, and you're going to see the face-off taken right there by that man, Bo Schmidt. He is the man to watch here down the stretch.
St. Cloud Cathedral has the shots advantage, 35-29. They win that face-off. They ring it around all the way down. Samper, though, able to sniff it out and bring it back up to neutral. Gains the offensive zone. Samper again below the line. Wanted to center it out. Good coverage there by Bo Schmidt. He was ready for that. Not yet out. And now it is out. You can hear our linesmen encouraging our players to keep on moving along that wall.
Chipping pucks out, dumping pucks in, and we'll watch the goaltender and see how soon Coach Robbie Stocker brings him to the bench. So far, still 5-on-5. Now maybe the icing will force the hand.
Yeah, he was up above the hash marks waiting for the call. Now we'll see here with the icing on Mahtomedi. And the face-off in the Zephyr zone. 1:26 left to go.
And off the ice goes Bo Schmidt. He was just taking a leg up. A little surprised that we're still 5-on-5. This is a real roll of the dice.
It'll be Caleb.
Nope, he's out now.
Nope.
There we go.
Caleb Trant. Did they do that late so Mahtomedi couldn't change? Here's a shot up high, and it goes out of play. I mean, you wouldn't probably change anyway, but
no, they've got the right guys out
there. They got the guys they want out there anyway.
Well, here comes a fresh line change up front. They've got their top pair on the blue line ready to go. We've got no Bo Schmidt. Well, now we do. Yep. Okay, everything's set.
Yep.
See if St. Cloud can get one good look.
Yep, Schmidt came out off the post. Oh, and Cheswick was diving to the near side. That came straight off the pipe. Wow, inches from tying the game with 1 minute right now left in this game. Oh, I got bodies flying.
Mahtomedi will take this right now.
Yep.
This precious time is ticking away.
Samper got knocked to the ice. Now everybody back up. Brandon White is in there.
Puck is loose, and Mahtomedi's got numbers with a chance to end it.
Empty net, 3-on-2 out to center. Player down and offside. You see that wide open net, Kevin, you forget about you need to be onside.
Well, you talk about dodging a bullet. Here's the shot that gets ping-ponged on the way to the goal. And at that point, you're done. Like if you're Cheswick, you're looking to make that save, and it goes back the opposite way.
Gagnelius got his stick on it.
And then the offsides. The ball game's over if they stay onside. Now St. Cloud's got to put their tender back in.
Back to Samper, quickly off the far boards. St. Cloud Cathedral's got to gain control of that puck, get going the other way.
Time for one good look if they can get possession here. But right now, the physical play of Mahtomedi just salting that clock away. They've got to be quick here.
One of those things, you win a shift, you win a game. You win a quarterfinal. Now they will get Moreland out. Not much time left. 14 seconds. Now 12 seconds as they bring it across. Here's Trant. Here comes Schmidt. Takes it to the forehand. Stopped by Cheswick. Rebound behind the net. 5 seconds left. Try to center it on front. Schmidt. One last shot. Blocked by bodies. And Mahtomedi is heading to the semifinal.
Hard-fought win, right? I mean, there was nothing easy about this game for the Zephyrs today. 35 saves for their senior goaltender, Jackson Cheswick. He was brilliant. And then I really like the physical nature of the way they play. They play it when they attack. They also block a ton of shots, and it was fitting that it came down to a couple of blocks late in this hockey game to secure the win for Mahtomedi. They will advance to play Friday against the one-seeded team from Hibbing. That should be an epic matchup as well.
Mahtomedi avenging the loss last year, 3-0. It's their first win against St. Cloud Cathedral here in the state tournament since 1994. They met in the third place game. Mahtomedi won that game 7-2. So they're all even up. Crusaders and Zephyrs now 2-2 in their 4 state tournament meetings. And boy, you look at the youth on both of these teams, but now, you know, at St. Cloud Cathedral, Bo Schmidt, sophomore, you know, they got guys coming back, and you know, they'll be a contender again next year as they move into the consolation semifinals. It's just another hard-fought game, good balanced matchup between 2 very good programs.
Yeah, 2 well-coached teams that laid it out there today. It was a really intense game to watch. Both teams should feel good about what they put out there, too. There was nothing fluky about anything that happened in this game, and the play of the game comes down to driving the net. This is Braden first, and he just, at the last second, it's a skill play. Watch him give this puck one last push right there that seemed to fool Moreland. Moreland was ready to secure the lower part and not allow a rebound if he tried to shove it underneath, but that puck gets elevated, gets off the elbow, finds its way to the back of the cage. That goal allows Mahtomedi to survive and advance into the semifinals.
Play of the game brought to you by Chew Vision. 150,000 vision correction procedures and counting. When experience matters, choose Chew Vision. You see both teams gathering at center ice.
Yeah, these 2 programs consistently a part of the state tournament process. As you mentioned, both have rosters littered with young players, underclassmen that should be back, and this was big boy hockey. I'm telling you what. I know Hibbing's the favorite, and deservedly so, the 1 seed. They've earned that. It will not be easy on Friday getting through this Mahtomedi team. The goaltender, who we're going to chat with here momentarily, Jackson Chezik, terrific, and St. Cloud should be proud of what they put forth here. Bit of an upset for them to beat Monticello, who was ballyhooed. They found a way to get to the tournament, but today was all about the goaltender. Senior Jackson Chezik joins us now. Jackson, what was it like to be a part of this battle? 2 great teams, physical matchup. It looked like you were fighting for space in your crease all afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Every day with these boys is grind at practice. We love each other. We're a family. We went against a very competitive team. It was a good game in the regular season, great game now. Much respect to those guys.
And your head coach, Jeff Pogel, legendary goaltender. I was lucky enough when I played in my college days at St. Thomas to have him as my goaltending coach. Such a calm guy. How has he affected you and your play?
Well, I mean, every day he's just giving me like reminders, telling me who I am, not really coaching me on my game because he knows where I'm at is where I need to be for the rest of the season. But it's just all the positive comments, and it's just great having you on the bench.
And Jackson, last year you were back up to West Scrub. You did play in the consolation semifinals. How did playing in that game help you to prepare for the big stage here today?
I mean, especially a game like that to start off the tournament, I mean, you couldn't have asked for any more. Our boys battled all the way through, and I mean, this place is amazing. This is magical. I mean, I love to be here. I'm so thankful to be here, and yeah.
How about your team? What's made your team special this year off the ice to allow for some great success here, especially down the stretch on the ice?
Well, we have team workouts after practice a couple times a week. That helps. Usually all of us are in the locker room at least an hour after practice, just all that. We all go out to eat as a team on the weekends. We all see each other in school, so I mean, it's just a great environment.
Congrats, Jackson. You played a terrific game today.
Thank you so much.
All right, Jackson Chezik picking up his 17th win of the season. 1 goal against, that 1.16 goal against in his last 6 games. That's actually going to go down maybe a couple hundredths. So great game. We will see him on Friday. We'll have more with Chris Long and Pat Micheletti when we come back on 45 TV.
Extracurriculars give students and families a sense of connection to our communities.
Sports, music, and activities aren't extras. They are where students learn to lead.
We are Education Minnesota, the voice of professional educators and students.
Hockey isn't just a game. It's a grind. It's a journey. It's a relentless pursuit to the next level. From juniors to elite college programs, we work tirelessly to represent you as a player and person, opening doors to scouts, GMs, and coaches to ultimately find you the correct pathway to achieve your goals. APX Advisors, your path, your future.
Here's some great news from Minnesota high school seniors. If you plan to study science, tech, engineering, math, or learn a trade, we have scholarships for you. Each year, New Range Copper Nickel awards scholarships to seniors pursuing a degree or trade program through our STEM, trade, and tribal scholarships. Learn more at newrangeCoppernickel.com/scholarships. Apply by March 31st. New Range. The right project, right time, right place.
In Minnesota, hockey's a way of life. It's the sound of the blades on the fresh ice, the whistle before the puck drops. It's putting in the work with support that's always there. This is Bobby Knight from St. Cloud Subaru. Trust your research. The 2026 Subaru Forester is ready for wherever your life takes you. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event, you can lease a 2026 Subaru Forester for just $189 a month. Visit us at stcloudsubaru.com.
Subaru, it's you. St. Cloud Subaru, it's you.
The packed house here at the John McGinnis Student Night Arena as people are...
It's just so fun to see so many different people.
When you get into the MAC, you can sit next to someone and you're instantly friends with them.
Need to win this back.
Any student from any walk of life can come to that stadium and feel like they're at home.
Here's a shot from the point.
You have to be there to truly experience what a Tech hockey game is like.
Hello and welcome to the All Hockey Hair. Oh no, I can't work with this. I'm not sure what he's shaking. I wouldn't even know what to call this. The doggy bag, the sparse salad, the wilted lettuce. Yikes.
7th Avenue Pizza, the official frozen pizza of the Boys and Girls State Hockey broadcast on 45 TV.
We had frenetic final seconds in the second period, frenetic final seconds in the third period. Mahtomedi's defense was unbelievable today. Blake Loida with the block there just before the horn to preserve a tight 2-1 victory, knocking St. Cloud Cathedral out before the championship game for the first time in 3 years. Mahtomedi dances on. They advance to the semifinals. They will play top seed Hibbing Chisholm 11 a.m. Friday. Chris Long, Pat Nicoletti. We talked about at the beginning of the game that Mahtomedi can win with defense, and they did it.
Yeah, and that's a staple of their team, and it showed today. I mean, they were terrific defensively, got great goaltending. I mean, the number of saves, the goaltender made was fabulous, and they come out on top.
Well, and to hold St. Cloud Cathedral, I mean, that is a team with a lot of offensive firepower. 60 shots attempted in the game, only one found the net.
Yeah, and both goalies were great today, and it was a great hockey game, and it came down to one shot and a great play by First to end the game.
And the guys upstairs mentioned it. Jackson Chezik just so composed back there in the goal for the Zephyrs. Let's show you how we got here. No score after one. St. Cloud Cathedral got on a power play. You don't want Bo Schmidt there on a power play with a chance to score.
No, you mentioned it earlier. Yeah, an Ovechkin type shot, one timer. Gets right in his wheelhouse and he puts it away.
So after giving up the power play goal on a penalty that was called on Will Sievers, Mr. Sievers says, I'll make it up to you, boys.
Yeah, and what a great play by Redpath there. Takes the shot, follows it up, gets it out to Sievers. Sievers from his skate to his stick, and he puts it away.
I mean, just everybody on this offensive line staying with that play. And then back we come the other way. Mahtomedi with 3 minutes left. We were having the conversation about the O-word overtime.
Yeah.
But Braden First, 8th goal of the year, easily his biggest.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the speed down the left-hand side. He just powers past that defenseman and just kind of chips it, and it went in between the goaltender to give Mahtomedi the 2-1 win.
And for a second, First was the only person in the arena that knew it was a goal. You could hear him yell, yeah! He knew it was in. He knew it was in. The stats brought to you by 7th Avenue Pizza, locally owned pub-style frozen pizza. Perfect for hockey night and every night. That many chances, but only 3 goals in the game. The third, with 3 to go, sends Mahtomedi on to the semifinals. We'll wrap up this session, get you set for the next one coming up after this.
And finally, who wants to tackle social media this week?
We're a data analytics company. We're not cool.
Hey, you should call Cool Story. They specialize in always-on social content creation that makes total sense and doesn't suck.
When did we get a janitor?
We should really start locking the door.
Looking for an affordable winter getaway? Outdoor enthusiasts love Grand Rapids for its endless miles of trails for skiing, snowshoeing, and snowmobiling, along with excellent ice fishing on local lakes. The Timberlake offers a variety of room types, including fireplace and spa suites. Enjoy lunch at our on-site restaurant featuring all-you-can-eat soup and salad bar. After the day's activities, wind down and relax in our oversized hot tub. Learn more and make reservations today at TimberlakeLodgeHotel.com.
Grandma, Grandpa!
Well, Jakey, we're so glad you're here.
That's right, nothing's more important than family. Family bonds last a lifetime, just like your by-the-yard 88-inch oval table. The highest quality HDPE furniture on the market. 4 gliders, 2 loungers, 2 ottomans, a portable bar, 2 fire tables, and most importantly, it's comfortable enough to fit the whole family.
And nothing's more important than family.
You got that right, Grandma. Family bonds last a lifetime, just like by-the-yard.
A trip to Madden's is more than a getaway. It's a journey back to what truly matters. Here, genuine hospitality brings families back together, creating bonds that last a lifetime. Whether it's the thrill of jumping in, the excitement of a perfect shot, or the laughter shared around a campfire, every experience reconnects you with what you cherish most. Make the most of every moment at Madden's on Gull Lake. Experiences that bring you back.
We create our own paths.
We are leaders, innovators,
Creators. We are more than our majors.
I want to exceed my own expectations.
To be free to express my ideas. I am a part of something bigger.
Gusties show up for each other.
I want to push myself further.
This is about something deeper.
Reach far, dig deep, go beyond.
Here's what's on the menu for tonight. The second session of Class A quarterfinals. Delano and War Road trying to do what we saw in the first session here, be the better seeded teams trying to advance, but Mankato West and Northern Lakes, they're going to try and blow everybody's brackets up with a little upset here as we play the second session of Class A quarterfinals tonight. Right here on 45 TV, we'll be starting those for you. Coming up at 6 o'clock as we put this to bed, rightful victors in the first two games, Hibbing, Chisholm, and Mahtomedi, and they both got pretty good fights from the teams that are heading to the consolation.
You know, two really good games, especially that first game. It was, even though Hibbing had the advantage in territorial and shots, and, Dodge County was right in it, and didn't score on that breakaway. And then Hibbing kind of said, okay, we're going to score a couple. And that's what happened, and they pulled away. This second game, I tell you, you want to talk about, trying to get real estate, none there. The hitting, both teams played really well. Both goaltenders were really, really good. Could have gone either way. Today, Mahtomedi.
Yep, Mahtomedi makes it to state, it seems like, all the time, and they always find a way, and they found a way. The game-winning goal with 3 minutes left. Did you have fun today?
I had a great time.
You want to come back tomorrow?
Yeah, you were great. Yeah,
let's do it.
I hope it's a little warmer up here.
Rookie mistake to not bring some thermals underneath the shoe, but yeah.
Exactly, but we'll learn, right?
Yeah, rectify that tomorrow.
Exactly.
We'll bring Pat back for session one tomorrow of the AA quarterfinals. Yeah, we had a lot of fun today.
Yeah,
looking for more tomorrow. Congratulations again to the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. It has been very tough the last few years to keep St. Cloud Cathedral out of the state championship game. But the Zephyrs have done it. They're going to march on, and they've got a tough task. Friday, 11 a.m. when they play those top-seeded Hibbing Chisholm Blue Jackets in that semifinal.
Yeah, going to be a great game. Looking forward to it.
All right, we'll see you back here 6 o'clock. Quick break. We'll have the second set of Class A quarters. Delano and Mankato West at 6. Whoa, Northern Lakes at 8. Tuning in. See you in a bit here on 45 TV.